eternal, I'm eternal, I'm eternal, I'm eternal. Ain't no promise I'ma see tomorrow. Yeah, something but my name, make a fuck nigga stay in they lane. Burn them up and turn them up internally. I feel like I'm eternal, yeah. I've been living longer than the Lord. Boy, if I ain't believing God, I won't see nothing but them wild. Gotta tell him you a king. You will never reach me cause I'm tied to a chick, dog. Nah, I ain't no regret, dog. Standing on the business. Everything you want, I know how to get it started. I'm like a cigarette. You want smoke, you get lit up.
Lit up. What's going on this morning, on this good Wednesday morning, good people? Good morning. Good morning. I feel so energized and well rested. I missed some good sleep. You know what I'm saying? I missed some good sleep. Some stuff I wanted to show y'all this morning. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to show y'all some good stuff this morning. You know, some motivational stuff. You know, some things to think about. Hold on. I got you. Some things I want y'all to think about this morning. Hold on. Listen to this. Hold on. Let me get the volume right.
So you see these lemons? You see that really rotten lemon? So watch this. They're going to do an experiment where they put them all together, and over time, the other lemons are going to get rotten because they're next to that rotten lemon. Even though those other lemons were good, but just give it time and watch it. Just keep spreading that rotten junk to those other lemons. And that's why the Bible says bad company corrupts good character. If you hang around moldy people, you're going to become just like them. You're going to get moldy just like them. You got to choose your circle wisely, man. Even Jesus, he had the 12 disciples, but in the 12 disciples, he was really close to Peter, James, and John. You can't be out here being friends with everybody, because if you're friends with everybody, you're enemies with yourself. If you're always having to be the bigger person, maybe you should stop hanging around so many little people. Trees don't hang around grass, even though they all started in the same place. Never wrestle with a pig, because you'll both get dirty, but the pig will like it. Never argue with a negative person, because they'll just bring you down to their level and they'll beat you with experience. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're always hanging around moldy people, you're going to become just like them. And notice how that fruit got rotten over time. Like, it didn't all happen at once. And that's the thing. When you hang around these people, you might not change overnight, but slowly and steadily, they're going to slowly change you. All this to say, choose your circle wisely. Can I get a man? God.
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Flavor? What's up, my mother? Keeper. What's going down, Big Boogie up in the house? Cancer free. What's going down? What's going up with y'all this morning? I'm about to get ready to roll. We're about to listen to a little news this morning. Let's see what I got for y'all. Hold on. Hold on. How everybody feeling this morning? Hope y'all got y'all some rest, some good energy, you know what I'm saying? Keep along throughout your day. And one thing I always want to, say is, your intuitions, man, when I say your intuitions be dead on, your intuitions be dead on all the time. I always pay attention to my intuitions. If I'm feeling like something not right, or I'm feeling like some bullshit going on, 9 times out of 10, my shit always right. My shit is always right with anything. With anything. I don't care if it's my work. I don't care if it's my family, friends, whatever the case is. Man, my intuitions be so just on it. It be on it. Thank God for the discernment that he has definitely gave me to pay attention, baby. Pay attention. Hold on, China. Flavor said, I like that as it's a reminder to me. I have one friend, my mother, the trust loyal one to me. No new friends. Man, listen, you know, it just be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real life shit, just be what it is. Let's keep my circle small. I to pay attention to what I got going on and what's around me for sure. 'Cause every time, you know what I'm saying, you'll see it for yourself. You'll see it for yourself. You don't even need nobody to point it out. Shit, when other people started pointing out certain shit to you, it just really just be confirmation. It really just be a lot of confirmation, letting you know that what you feel is on it. Just like BZ dream, that dream that she had, that she came over here and told us about yesterday with them snakes. I had already seen it. I had already seen it. It was already shown to me already. That was just confirmation. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what it is. I'd be cool with it though. You know what I'm saying? I just sit back and just watch things. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be mindful. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even being mindful of other people. Be mindful of yourself. Oh, I'll be using, lessons that I be getting. Be mindful to myself. Be mindful to myself to not let the bullshit that goes on change who I am. Be mindful that I'm a sturdy ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? I make sure I be mindful about me, making sure that I'm doing what I need to do to keep me in check on an everyday basis. Make sure that my soul is good in there. Make sure that I'm not being fake. I'm being loyal, to most of all to myself. hmm Oh yeah, I'm getting set up, setting myself up because we about to listen to a little news, see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Um, y'all can go ahead and get people's 212 up out of here because we really don't care about your feelings, honey. Not at all. We can get you up out of here with the quickness, and we can get you banned right up out of here, baby. We don't care about your feelings, baby. Yeah, we don't care about your feelings. We don't care if you feel like this channel's trash. I'm not for everybody to like. I'm not here for everybody to like. Um, so we don't care, baby. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? I can say you trash, but I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all motherfuckers hide behind, you know, y'all hide behind shit. So I don't care. Even if I did know you, I really, truthfully wouldn't give two flying fucks. You know what I'm saying? So you have a good day, whoever the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? Go on about your journey. Hopefully God keeps you safe today. Okay. See, I just been noticing that a lot of motherfuckers really been trying to uh play with me, play with my play with my peace. You can't do it, baby. You can't do it. You can't do it, not at all. Because I'm gonna keep myself positive, keep doing positive things. You know what I'm saying? If you have to go out your way to say negative things, then you're a miserable person. You need to get your life together and you're unhappy. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I spent too much time doing dumb shit. Meanwhile, y'all got some skeletons in y'all closet, baby. So ain't about to worry about all of that. Worry about getting some money, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what you worry about. Worry about getting to you some money. Don't you worry about what's going on over here. Okay? Don't you worry about what's going on over here. Go back to your miserable corner. Good morning, Miss Callie, baby. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I swear, y'all, I got the best cushion for my ass. Because I be driving and I have the best cushion for my ass. I love it. I love it. It was a present and I love it. All right, let's get into some news real quick, y'all. Hold on, Callie. You're not a damn mod over here. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. Let me fix that. I don't know why this phone is showing up different. I wonder why it won't let me make you a mod. Good morning, Queen. Man, I'm telling you, Flavor, man, you have to I said it yesterday though. Like my real life friends that I chill with, my real life friends that know me personally, those real life friends are my motivational speakers, real life. Those are my real life friends that keep me in check, keep me motivated. You know what I'm saying? They definitely got big things going on in their life. You know what I'm saying? They got goals that they set on a regular basis, and I love that for them. I love it. Yes, let's get it right into the news and see what's going on. Hold on, y'all. I got you. I love that I know how to do this now. And let's go.
Air traffic control tower at the time of the deadly runway collision at LaGuardia Airport. The NTSB says there were 2 air traffic controllers on at the time an Air Canada Express passenger jet and a Port Authority fire truck crashed. One was working 2 positions at the same time and responding to another emergency. That fire truck was operating without important equipment. 2 pilots killed in the crash have now been identified. We're also hearing from the family of a flight attendant thrown 300 feet from the plane while still strapped into her jumpsuit.
I'm Jay O'Brien at Reagan National Airport in Washington with new glimmers of hope to end this DHS shutdown as record numbers of TSA officers call out and others quit.
President Trump is down, saying the U.S. is dealing with the people in Iran and claiming Iran has agreed not to have nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, the Pentagon is deploying up to 1,500 soldiers to the Middle East as Iran launches multiple attacks on Israel and several Arab nations. Conserving consumption inside Southeast Asia's mission to curb energy usage now before it's too late as the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. AI safety and research company Anthropic takes its fight to undo a Pentagon blacklisting to court. Trader Joe's issues a massive recall, 10 million pounds of frozen products in 43 states. And the search is on for the next singing superstar. And this time, you can be part of it. Our conversation with American Idol's judges about the top 20 taking a live show to Hollywood and what it means to cast your social media vote.
I think our job sometimes is, everyone keeps thinking, why are you throwing these great singers off the show? And we're saying, no. We're not looking for singers. We're looking for stylists.
From ABC News, this is Prime with Lindsay Davis.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We begin with new developments tonight in that horrific, deadly runway collision at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The NTSB has revealed early clues behind the crash involving that Air Canada Express passenger jet and a Port Authority fire truck. The wreckage remains on the runway. Both black boxes have now been recovered. The NTSB says the air traffic controller on duty was working two positions at the same time and responding to another emergency when he allowed the fire truck onto the runway just as the passenger jet was landing. Tonight, the two pilots killed in the cockpit have been both identified. We're also hearing from the family of the flight attendant thrown 300 feet from the plane while still strapped into her jump seat. Gio Benitez leads us off again from LaGuardia Airport.
Tonight, federal investigators on the scene.
Did y'all know about this? About this plane crash with this fire truck? Crazy to me. That's crazy. It just seems like it's a lot going on when it comes to it seems like it's a lot going on when it comes to the airports, technology, just the internet. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's something going on, like somebody playing with the internet and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Traffic crash at LaGuardia Airport have revealed that the fire truck crossing the runway did not have the equipment that could trigger a warning, lacking a transponder that would have helped alert the controllers that the fire truck and the plane were on a collision course in the seconds leading up to the crash.
We have no indication there were transponders on any of the trucks, but there are transponders on other trucks at other airports, across the nation.
The NTSB reporting that the LaGuardia Airport Tower gave that fire truck permission to cross the runway about 20 seconds before the collision. Then, just 9 seconds before impact, you hear the controller yelling for the truck to stop.
Stop, truck one, stop, truck one, stop.
1 second later, the plane landing and slamming into the fire truck. The NTSB says at around 11:40 p.m. when the crash occurred, there were two controllers in the tower doing the work of four, which authorities say has become standard operating procedure at that hour. One of them admitting he messed up.
That wasn't good to watch.
Yeah, I know I was here. I tried to reach out to my stuff, and we were dealing with an emergency earlier. I messed up.
No, man, you did the best you could.
The NTSB is going to want to interview these two controllers and ask them, do they feel like they were being overwhelmed with this emergency aircraft on the other runway, trying to get a fire truck across the left-hand runway?
The wreckage still sitting next to runway 4. Investigators say they had to cut a hole in the roof to get access to the black boxes. They're now in Washington being analyzed. And tonight we've learned that in the middle of all of this, the TSA security line chaos also affecting the investigation. An investigator trying to get to the scene had to wait 3 hours to get through security. Investigators will also want to hear from passengers who had to.
Now make that make sense. Why would an investigator for this scene have to wait 3 hours in line with everybody else? See, sometimes I think the news even takes stuff and twist it. You know what I'm saying? I really think that they really trying to push this agenda of, the TSA needs workers so bad so that they can just go ahead and get the ICE in there, because that don't make no sense. I know for facts that if you pay a certain amount of money a year, you can definitely pass everybody in line. Do anybody else go through that when you go to the airport? Because I know for a fact that when I pay my little chochas to pass through that clear blue line, yeah, I get through there real quick. So why wouldn't an investigator of this accident pass through the clear blue line when they're there for an investigation? Why are they even going through that line? Why aren't they going a different way? Because there's a different way to that runway. I know that for facts because I be at the airport all the time. In the truck, out of the truck. I'll be at the airports. Yeah. All right.
Just self-evacuate after the crash.
Every time I close my eyes, I hear the crash. I hear our screams. I hear the panic.
Rebecca LaQuarrie was in seat 19A, the exit row.
I opened mine on the left side. The person on the right side opened his.
The pilot, Antoine Forrest, just 30 years old. His brother writing in French on Facebook, "You left in a rush too early to say bye. I love you, my brother. You can leave with your head held high." A source telling ABC News the co-pilot is Mackenzie Gunther. who graduated from Canada's Seneca Polytechnic in 2023. His alma mater writing, Seneca sends our deepest condolences to Mr. Gunther's family and friends, and to his former colleagues and professors. He will be deeply missed. And that flight attendant, Solange Tremblay, who was thrown from the plane, still strapped to her seat, identified by her daughter Sarah, telling a Canadian news station, it was a total miracle. She definitely has a guardian angel watching over her.
Gio Benitez joins us now from LaGuardia Airport. And Gio, it looks like investigators are still on the scene.
They absolutely are, Lindsay. We're talking about 48 hours later, and you can still see them right there, the wreckage right there as well. And Lindsay, tonight we also have an update on that fire truck and those firefighters inside. Remember, this was a fire truck that
Yeah, it is, Snoopy. Good morning.
was crushed and rolled over. And those firefighters, we've learned, are actually in good spirits. They had broken bones, but one of them was actually released from the hospital last night. Lindsay?
Glad to hear that. All right, Gio, thank you. Security lines are still growing in airports across the country as a record number of unpaid TSA workers are calling out with the partial government shutdown at 39 days and counting. At least 450 TSA workers have quit since the shutdown began. But there were glimmers of hope today that a deal could soon be reached. Joe Bryan has the latest from Reagan Washington National Airport.
Tonight, as Americans suffer hours-long wait times at some of the nation's largest airports and thousands of TSA officers go without a paycheck after 39 days, glimmers of hope on Capitol Hill.
The line continues to go.
It's inhuman. There's no water, no bathrooms. I didn't think it was going to be this bad.
Houston seeing some of the highest call-out rates in the nation. TSA lines stretching across 3 floors, snaking all the way to the subway terminal. KTRK's Sarah Al-Sheikh is there.
It's a bit like deja vu for some travelers here at Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston. Many people in this TSA line say they actually missed their flights yesterday and had to come back to stand in line again today.
Adding to the headache, airline officials now warning that ticket prices could increase as much as 20% to cover surging jet fuel costs due to the war with Iran. But tonight, after weeks of gridlock, Senate Republicans changing course, proposing funding every agency inside Homeland Security except immigration enforcement and tackling money for ICE in a later bill.
It is essentially what the Democrats have been asking for. And so we're going to have an opportunity to vote on that.
Democrats have called for passing funding to parts of DHS while also demanding ICE reforms, like requiring agents remove masks and wear body cameras. And tonight say the new proposal doesn't go far enough.
We need reforms to ICE. We need to rein in the violence. We have never changed our position.
President Trump, who told Republicans to make no deal unless his Voter ID Act is passed, late today on these new negotiations.
I guess they get it.
He just told them don't make no deal unless they pass something that he won't pass. Man, if they don't get this fuck boy up out of here, if that don't make, man, listen, okay, because that's just slow. But all right, like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Congress is doing. You know, Congress. I feel sorry for the people in Congress because y'all gotta have a real problem when it come voting time. When people voting, yeah, they might get your asses up out of there.
Getting fairly close, but I think any deal they make, I'm pretty much not happy with it.
And tonight, with the president sending ICE agents to airports across the country, the reality amid the chaos, those ICE agents are getting paid, while TSA officers are not. ICE was given an extra $75 billion in Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
What do you say to Americans who say it's unfair that those ICE agents are being paid, but TSA agents standing next to them at the airport aren't?
They're right. I mean, they are completely right. The Republicans pre-funded ICE with an equivalent of about 7 years of their budget.
Damn.
Quite a dichotomy there. And Jay joins us now from Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. And Jay, even if everyone isn't on board with the Republicans' proposal, do lawmakers seem hopeful that even that offer means the end could be close?
Yeah, this is the most progress we've seen in more than a month, Lindsay, although it is notable that Democrats here are rejecting something that they've been calling for weeks, funding agencies within DHS, just not ICE. They now say that doesn't go far enough. Bottom line here, Lindsay, 39 days now since DHS ran out of funding. There is no deal. Those bipartisan negotiations will continue, and those tens of thousands of DHS employees, including TSA officers like these, will be left in limbo. Congress, meantime, is set to leave for 2 weeks on Friday.
Let me point this out. You have money. You took $11 billion without permission to start a war that you didn't ask permission to start. But you trying to tell me y'all ain't got no money to pay these people? Make that make sense. Make it make sense. So that sounds really dumb and slow. Basically, you trying to bully Congress, bully the Republicans, basically, to not sign and agree to give these people their money unless motherfuckers sign and agree to what you want. That's what's going on. Sound like some bully tactics to me. You know, sound like you're trying to be a bully. I want to see how far they're gonna take it, because the same Republicans you asking this from, the same Republicans that's been talking shit about you starting this damn war without nobody goddamn permission. It's weird. A lot of weird stuff going on. Hey, man, Max, I see you in the chat. Hey, lovies, thank you for the cheers, baby. Appreciate it.
Friday for recess, Lindsay.
All right, Jay O'Brien, hopefully there'll be some resolution before then. Thank you. For more on the impact felt by TSA officers at this time, we're joined by Pascual Contreras, who has served as a TSA officer for the past 7 years at Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, where ICE officers were recently deployed. He's also a union representative for the American Federation of Government Employees. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Contreras. As we reported, hundreds of TSA officers have quit since this shutdown began. As more call out, what's your reaction to hearing those numbers?
It's unfortunate. We've lost so much talent, so much working experience. These are people with good job knowledge, and it's going to be a long time before we're able to recover that.
And you yourself called out of work today. For those who might say, why? This is your job. You've committed to doing this. Explain why you felt that this was necessary.
It's unfortunate, but I have to choose between being able to go to work and my family. I just don't have the funds. I haven't been paid in over a month. My last deposit was just over $100. And I live 38 miles away one way from my airport. So what choice do I or any of the other officers have at this point? Most of us have maxed out our credit cards. We've taken loans out. A lot of us were just starting to recover from our last shutdown, the longest in U.S. history. And we just don't have any more to give. And we, as we continue, we're being asked to continue to do a vital job and work, and we just don't have the resources anymore.
As we mentioned, ICE officers were recently sent to assist at your airport. What's your experience been like working alongside them?
I haven't got to have the chance to work with them quite yet. I was at the airport yesterday in my role as a union representative. I spoke to several officers, and they just reported that they were standing around for the most part. They were more in the way than anything else.
And so what's your plan for tomorrow and the next day if there's no deal in place?
I show up as best way I can. A lot of the officers have turned to carpooling, and because that's the only thing that's available at that time. There's no bus service, there's no train station to where a lot of us live. And we show up as best we can. If you have to call out, then you have to call out. I think everybody understands that. But we're all pretty much much at our rope's end if there's no deal. I don't know what's going to happen.
What's your message to President Trump and also Republicans and Democrats in the House and Senate?
This needs to end. We've gone through the COVID pandemic, the attempted revocation of our contracts, a couple of those. We keep losing in this, and all we want to do is provide for our families while we do a vital job for national security.
Pascual Contreras, we thank you so much for joining us, and so sorry that this is impacting you in the way that it is. Sources tell ABC News that the Trump administration sent Iran a 15-point plan to end the war delivered by way of Pakistan. The plan apparently addresses Iran's ballistic missile and nuclear programs, but it's unclear whether Israel has signed on to the proposal. Iran continues to insist no negotiations are currently underway. Our senior political correspondent Rachel Scott has the latest.
Even as President Trump claims peace talks are underway, tonight the Army is preparing to deploy up to 1,500 troops from the elite 82nd Airborne Division to the Middle East to support the war. The president has said he does not plan to put boots on the ground, but the soldiers of the 82nd are trained to parachute behind enemy lines. Their deployment on top of the 4,500 Marines and sailors expected to arrive in the region this week. It comes as President Trump and Iran send clashing messages about whether they're negotiating. Trump insists they are.
The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly.
Iran says that is simply not true, that there are no talks, and that Trump's statements are part of efforts to reduce energy prices and buy time for the implementation of his military plans. The president will not say which Iranian leaders the U.S. is talking to.
We have really regime change. You know, this is a change in the regime. Because the leaders are all very different than the ones that we.
He is literally lying through his teeth, y'all. That shit is crazy to be lying like that. It does seem exactly what they saying, that he's really trying to buy out goddamn time. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. And another thing, because my mic was on mute when I was saying it before. It makes no sense in the airports if we have money to pay ICE to stay in the fuck around instead of paying TSA to do their fucking job. Make that make sense. You got money to give these people bonuses for illing people. Bonuses for taking somebody's life. And they've been taking innocent lives. It's not like they've been taking people's lives that were bad people doing something bad. Taking innocent lives, and then the taxpayers have to come behind and pay these settlements that because of their fuck ups. Like, I don't know if y'all knew, but if ICE person ever was to show up at your house and say that they have the right to come in your house and do a search and this, that, and the third, they're lying. They have to have a warrant. They are not the police. Just like the police has to have a warrant, the police have more authority than ICE. They cannot just seize your property. They can't now just come into your property without warrants. Look it up.
We started off with that, created all those problems.
Today, he cryptically noted that he knows Iran is going to make a deal because they just gave the U.S. what he called a very big present.
They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Very mysterious announcement there. Rachel Scott joins us now from the White House. And Rachel, you're getting word that the U.S. sent Iran a 15-point plan to end the war. What more?
They gave you something, and you're not going to tell us what it is. He all about greasing his own pocket. If it's not about him winning, his bank account going up off of this, he don't give a damn. What's going on, Jacktown? He don't give two damns. He's still going to continue on with the same bullshit. What somebody need to be asking, the real question somebody need to be asking is where he got that $11 billion from. Where did that money come from? Because it's crazy to me how you can move $11 billion and don't know nobody know nothing about it. So nobody noticed that $11 billion got moved to start a war that he didn't have permission to start. Okay.
More can you tell us about that?
Yes, Lindsay, sources are telling me tonight, despite Iranian officials still insisting there are no negotiations underway with the United States, the Trump administration is trying to reach out to Iran, sending a 15-point peace plan by the way of Pakistan in hopes of ending this war. It's unclear whether or not Israel is on board with this plan or whether the Iranian officials think that this is actually a way to end the war. As for that present, the president was talking about there at the end of the piece, the White House is still not saying what exactly that is. The president said it is related to oil and gas passing through the Strait of Hormuz, but not giving any other details, Lindsay.
Rachel Scott from the White House for us. Rachel, thank you. The U.S. Central Command has released new...
He is such a liar. When I say pay attention and have your eyes open, because something about to happen. Something big about to happen. Because he is a deflector. If a deflector had a fucking face, it would be the orange man. It would be the orange man. He lying like a motherfucker.
New video of airstrikes on Iranian military targets, but Iran is showing it's still capable of causing damage, continuing to launch attacks on Israel and several Arab nations. Our Tom Sufi Burridge reports from the region tonight.
Tonight, terrifying new video of an Iranian missile barrage raining down on Israel. This cluster missile streaking through the night sky. Air raid sirens blaring in Tel Aviv, sending crowds running for their lives. Interceptor missiles soaring to stop the attack. But tonight, this Iranian missile got through. Dozens injured, including children.
We just got down to the scene of one of tonight's missile strikes in central Israel. Look at how that apartment has been badly damaged in the blast. Israeli officials saying there have been 14 Iranian missile strikes in the past 24 hours.
The Pentagon tonight releasing new images of devastating strikes on Iran's military. Dramatic video showing the moment rescuers found this survivor buried in the rubble after a reported Israeli-US strike near Tehran. A child and his father pulled from this damaged building alive.
Tom joins us now. And Tom, you're in the region speaking to senior Israeli security officials. What are they telling you?
Yeah, well, Lindsay, Israel wouldn't be directly involved in any negotiation between the US and Iran, but a senior Israeli security official expressing concern that the war might end in an agreement which does not include significant concessions from Iran. I mean, Israel wants Iran to give up all its remaining enriched uranium and rein in its proxies in this region. And that Israeli official saying the US and Israel need a few more weeks to take out Iran's remaining missile launchers. Lindsay?
Tom Sufi Burridge in Tel Aviv. Thank you.
Give us a couple more weeks to keep on blowing that shit up. Make it make sense.
An American citizen held prisoner in Afghanistan has been released by the Taliban. Dennis Coyle, an academic researcher from Colorado, was freed after being detained for more than a year following an appeal from his family. Coyle was accused of violating Afghan laws, but specifics were never given. The State Department says he was wrongfully detained. And Russia has launched its largest attack since the start of its war against Ukraine. This video shows the moment a building in the historic center of Lviv was struck during the attack. 982 Russian drones flew across Ukraine over a 24-hour period. Ukraine says hundreds were intercepted, at least 7 people were killed, and dozens more wounded in the attacks. Lawyers representing the Department of Defense and the artificial intelligence company Anthropic presented arguments in a San Francisco courtroom today for the first major hearing challenging the Pentagon's designation of Anthropic as a supply chain risk. The AI safety and research company is arguing the Trump administration unlawfully retaliated against it after Anthropic opposed the use of its software for mass surveillance and lethal autonomous warfare. For more on this, we have ABC News reporter Peter Haralambos. First, Peter, welcome to the show. And explain why no company, in particular an American company, would not want to have this designation.
Yeah, I mean, this is hugely significant, Lindsay. The judge in this hearing went as far as to compare it to corporate murder. Basically, this would bar Anthropic from being able to do any work with the U.S. government, including a $200 million contract that's already been awarded. This is particularly important for an AI company. A company like Anthropic doesn't actually charge the majority of its users. It relies on the U.S. government for a large portion of its revenue stream. Anthropic argues this is really the first time a U.S. company has ever been targeted with this law.
And when a government says you are a supply chain risk, the U.S. government, what would they have to provide evidence-wise in order to prove that?
It's a pretty high bar, and the DoD basically needs to prove that there's some kind of risk that Anthropic would try to sabotage the military. They attempted to make this argument during the hearing today by basically saying there's a concern that Anthropic might push a software update with a kill switch, basically making it so that the company can intervene if the Pentagon tried to do something it disagreed with, let's say lethal autonomous warfare, for example. The judge, though, seemed skeptical of that argument in part because the Department of Defense couldn't definitively say whether such a capability even exists.
And the DOJ has since walked back a post to X that Secretary of Defense Peter Hegseth posted. Give us a sense of what he said and why they're now saying, putting a little distance there.
Yeah, it's kind of a remarkable, concession by the Department of Justice lawyer during this hearing, where he basically said that this statement from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth really lacked any kind of legal basis, that they can't necessarily punish a company for something outside of the Department of War. Yes, they can limit the use of Claude, the use of Anthropic within the Pentagon, but you can't punish contractors involved in other parts of the government. So the judge really pressed the attorney on this during the hearing, and he really didn't have an answer to why Secretary Hegseth would say something like that when there really wasn't any basis in the law for it.
And what's Anthropic's defense?
Yeah, they're arguing here that this violates their First Amendment rights, that the Trump administration is basically trying to punish them because of this ideological disagreement about how AI should be used in warfare. At this point, they're also saying that if there is a national security concern, there could be a much more limited ban. For example, not allowing the Pentagon to use it, but allowing other parts of the government to use it as well. The judge appeared to overall agree with that argument, saying at one point, it seems like the Pentagon is trying to cripple Anthropic.
Peter Haralambos, thank you so much for your reporting. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
A New Mexico jury found that social media giant Meta violated the state.
Let's not forget about that round the table meeting that they just had. Don't forget about that meeting that he had with all these AI people. Then when I say they're trying to take control over everything, why are y'all worried about this smaller company? Them people ain't trying to take control over nothing. That's an excuse because they want to use the companies that they want to use. They want to end their contract and use the companies that they want to use. That when they get ready to do something, they don't have nothing to say. They're going to let them use their technology to do whatever they want to do. That's what that round the table meeting was all about. What's up, kid? It's crazy to me that everything is like, it's almost like a puzzle is being put together. Every day is being put together more and more. If you listen to the news and you put pieces together, things that they discussed a couple weeks ago, and all of that, everything is being put together about their plan. Oh, I guess.
Consumer protection law and failing to disclose the risks of its platforms to children. The jurors sided with the state, who argued that Meta, who owns Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, prioritized profits over safety on accusations the company hid what it knew about the dangers of child sexual exploitation on its platforms. Meta is still in the middle of a broader lawsuit with YouTube, as both companies face allegations that their apps are designed to be addictive for young users. And now to the trial of a doctor accused of trying to murder his wife on a hiking trail in Hawaii. His wife took to the stand in a dramatic testimony against him, describing how he allegedly tried to push her over the edge while trying to stab her with a syringe. Here's Trevor Hall.
And nothing but the truth? Yes, I do.
Tonight, chilling testimony from the wife of a doctor who came face to face with the husband that she says tried to kill her on a Hawaiian cliffside.
He grabbed me really forcefully by my upper arms, and he said, "I'm so sick of this. Get back over there." And he starts pushing me back towards the cliff.
Ariel Koenig describing the moment exactly a year ago when she says her husband, Dr. Gerhard Koenig, attacked her during a hike on her birthday.
He had a syringe in his hand, and he says, "Hold still." And I see the syringe, and I just kind of like bat it away.
The wife and mother testifying she tried reasoning with her husband.
Our kids will be orphans. You'll go to jail, and I'll be dead. Like, you have to stop. And again, he's saying, like, "You're done. We're done with you."
That's when Ariel says the violence escalated.
And then he just starts hitting my face and my head with a rock.
Two women hiking nearby say they heard her screams and found Koenig on top of his wife.
We hear a woman's voice say, "We're here, and we're calling 911.
Someone's currently being attacked on the top of Polypuka. Where? There's a man trying to kill her.
Ariel needed stitches for a head wound. She suffered a fractured thumb and says it took months to recover.
To your knowledge, you did not lose consciousness, correct?
To my knowledge, I did not lose consciousness, correct?
Gerhard Koenig's attorneys claim he acted in self-defense. They say Ariel started the fight after he confronted her over a relationship with a coworker.
And Lindsay, Ariel Koenig testified 2 months before the alleged attack. Her husband tried to get her to buy more life insurance. They've convicted he could possibly face life in prison. Lindsay.
Trevor, thank you. Coming up, the Justice.
Good morning, Mad Dog. These people are losing their damn minds. Losing their minds. Losing their minds. Let's get out of here, people. They're losing their minds. That's the only thing I can say. They're losing it. They are losing it. Man, this world is going to shit. When I say going to shit, the Bible says that people in the last days will have a lack of natural affection for each other. We can see that every day. We've been seeing it. This ain't the first time something like that might happen. It's been happening. You know what I see more and more? I see more and more of mothers illing their children. Not saying it wasn't happening before, but it's just more and more is happening. We live in a cruel world, man, where people that don't care about each other. You know, I always say to myself, don't let what's going on in the world, don't let what you see people doing, don't let how people are acting change who you are. Because, you know, sometimes that's because we are human beings. We'll let because somebody acted funny, because somebody being mean, make you act the same way. Let it change your vibe. Let it change how you feel. Let it change your perception on what you see dead in front of your damn face. I said it yesterday, man. People put on that persona like they one way when that persona only gonna last for so long. Eventually, the real person, the jealous-hearted person, the two-faced person is going to show itself. That mask gonna come the hell off. Those are facts. Those are facts. Proven facts. Those boys riding undercover today. Okay, I see you. Good morning, Jelly Bean. Good morning, Serena. Good morning, good morning. I swear, Mad Dog, I be saying the same thing. Like, I'm so tired of this world. I'm so tired of the people in it. So tired of fakeness in this world. You just can't let it change you. You gotta I still every day try to see the positive in things. I still try to see the positive in fucked up ass people. I just don't let it get to me. Let it ruin my day. Let it ruin my feelings, my emotions. I said it before, people can't make you feel some sort of way. You allow them to make you feel some sort of way. Those are facts. Those are facts. Jelly Bean, you working? Somebody want to join me up here, they can, because I'm definitely gonna be on here for a while. I'm trying to get my my watch hours so we can get monetized, good people. Put it up here. I don't think I put it up here earlier. I was attending to, but I was doing something else. Had something else going on. There we go. There we go. There we go. You know what, Big Patch Gang? Don't y'all come over here with y'all bullshit now. Yeah. Got to get to the money every day, Joey. Every day. Whether we like it or not. You know what I'm saying? I always tell the kids that you definitely gotta find your niche and find work doing something that you enjoy doing. You have to. The miserablest person is the person that don't want to be at their job and go to work every day with an attitude. So I be wanting to slap the dog crap out of these people when you go through these drive-thrus who always got an attitude. Like you told them to get that damn job. Be crazy. Be crazy. I don't think this weather know what it want to do. 1 minute is cold, next minute is hot. But I ain't gonna complain about the warmth. Not. I'm not. Down in Houston, this damn traffic is ass. My girl, let's go. Good morning.
Hello, and how art thou?
I missed you.
I miss you too. I am awake this morning.
Good, thank God. Thank God. You hear me? Shit. I've been doing this by myself for a couple of weeks, about 2 weeks now. Jesus Christ. Let me get some type of help. What's going on with you this morning? How you feeling?
All right. I tried to join the chats. I don't know if I did it right or not.
Try to join what?
Join the chats. I don't know if I did it right or not.
Oh my God. You might have. You might have. I don't know. Your chats was over here earlier. They was over here first thing this morning. Yep, it was over here first thing this morning. Yep, I did see somebody salute you this morning. So I think you did it. Think you did it? You think you got it done?
Alrighty then.
What's going on? How you feeling?
A little bit better than I sound.
Okay. I think we both sound a little scratchy this morning. I don't know what's going on. Like if they putting some in there. Well, I'm pretty sure they putting some in the air, but I'm not, exactly sure what it is. But it's like one day you'll be feeling fine. Next minute you right back feeling sick.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Me and like whatever the fuck this is, we definitely been fighting it the past couple weeks, and I know you've been fighting it the past couple weeks too.
Yep, and it don't help that it's hot and it cold and it hot and it cold.
Yes. Because I'm definitely out here with shorts on, baby. I'm in Houston. You know what I'm saying? It's cloudy as hell. I don't know if the deranged weather wants to rain or not. And I definitely didn't check the weather this morning. So
you remember when Cat Williams said, I came outside with a fur coat, shorts, an umbrella, a hat, because I don't know what it's going to do with this rain.
I'm telling you, you don't know what the hell is going on. Don't know. It's confused just like everybody goddamn else. I swear. It's like the way I'm driving away from these heavy looking clouds towards sun. So I guess as long as I'm going towards the sun, I should just be happy. You know what I'm saying? Get some brightness, Sun make you happy.
Amen.
Yeah, man. What you think about what's going on in the news? Did you catch any of that?
I caught some of. I caught the orange hoe being the orange hoe.
I'm sick of him. He's such a liar. Like, just be bold-faced lying.
I saw some headline where there was a flip in Congress and he mad about it.
And how he's trying to basically tell the Republicans that if they can't get past something that he wants passed, then don't agree on anything to get TSA paid.
Lord Jesus. Hey, man, dog.
That's some weird ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Very weird.
That is weird. Hold on. I think I might got something.
And I'm so proud of myself. You see how I've been, you know what I'm saying, doing the 1-2 by myself? You see that?
Yes. And you're doing
got
extremely good.
Yeah. Got that thing down packed. And I don't know why she getting her stuff together. I don't know if anybody else been noticing also that's been going on in the news and on Instagram and everything, how these AI companies are trying to buy up people's lands. They are offering 6 times what people's lands are worth. If they are in certain cities, certain places where they want to put their technology in their warehouses. One lady yesterday, her mom were offered $26 million. $26 million. They said they are not selling. The mother says she was born on that land and they're staying right there where they at. $26 million. You think you would move? Would you move 5 if somebody offers you $26 million for your land?
For my land, $26 million, meaning I can get land anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The mother says she's so old that she don't care about the money. She don't need no damn money. I said $26 million. Bitch, I'm trying to build me some underground. Yeah, give it here. Give it here. Let me go on about my plans and build me an underground world for me and my family so we can get the hell on out of y'all's.
For
But
real.
to each his own. Some people, and you gotta respect, what I'm saying? They're gonna stand on beliefs, they're gonna stand on what they believe in, and they ain't budging. I kind of was looking at the daughter kind of funny yesterday though, because I think if the mama wasn't there, I think she would definitely sell. But people put on that front, and act like it ain't what it is. But.
All right, so have y'all heard about the baby who was born with 3 sets of DNA?
Yes, I did hear about that. I did hear about it. I didn't talk about it on here, but I definitely did read up on that.
All right, so wait a minute, did I do that right? All right, I need to make it bigger. Hold on.
And SRT, yeah, they did. They said they fed the nation for facts off of their land.
All right, so this is the world's first baby born from the DNA of 3 people. The caption says, in 2016, doctors reported the world's first baby born using DNA from 3 people to prevent a rare and fatal mitochondrial disease. This technique, called mitochondrial replacement therapy, uses the nucleus of the parent's egg and healthy mitochondria from a donor's egg. So the child inherits nuclear DNA from both parents and the mitochondrial DNA from a third person. Scientists say it can stop serious mitochondrial disorders and has been cautiously adopted in fertility clinics. Now, going a little bit further into that so that y'all can understand it a little bit better. So we're going to take a closer look at the claims circulating online about a world's first baby born with the DNA of 3 people. Here's what the science actually shows, and where the viral post gets it right and where it oversimplifies. What actually happened in 2016. In 2016, fertility specialists reported the birth of a baby conceived using a technique to prevent a serious and often fatal mitochondrial disease called Leah syndrome. The procedure involved combining genetic material from 3 people, nuclear DNA from the baby's mother and father, and a healthy mitochondrial DNA from a third woman who donated an egg. And the reason I'm going further into this is because a lot of times people will take a short post like this and run with it. And we all know that Instagram can't exactly post the full story because there's really no room unless you just really going to put all of that in the comments. So doctors removed the nucleus from the mother's egg, which carried defensive mitochondria, and transferred that nucleus into a donor's egg, whose nucleus had been removed, but whose mitochondria were healthy. After fertilization with the father's sperm, the resulting embryo carried almost all of the genetic instructions, chromosomes, physical traits, and most inherited characteristics from 2 parents, plus a very small amount of mitochondrial DNA from the donor. Is this really the world's first DNA, the world's first 3 DNA baby? The Instagram post says this was the world's first baby born from DNA of 3 people, and that doctors reported that in 2016. It is accurate that 2016 marked the first widely publicized clinical birth using mitochondrial replacement in this way to avoid a mitochondrial disease, often called in the media a 3-parent baby. However, the science behind mitochondrial replacement and related techniques goes back years in laboratory and animal work, and there have been earlier experimental uses of cytoplasmic or ooplasmic transfer in humans. And when I say that, it is really spelled OOPLASMIC. It's ooplasmic. Transfer in humans that also involved donor mitochondria. In other words, 2016 was the first high-profile clinically reported success for the specific disease prevention purpose, but not the first time scientists have ever created embryos or pregnancies with donor mitochondria. How much DNA comes from the third person? The post states that the baby was born using DNA from 3 people, which is technically true, but can be misleading without context. More than 99% of a person's DNA, everything that largely determines appearance, height, and most traits, is nuclear DNA that still comes from the baby's mother and father in these procedures. The donor contributes only mitochondrial DNA, which is less than 1% of the total genetic material and primarily affects how cells produce energy rather than visible traits or personality. Scientists emphasize that the donor is not the third parent in usual cases, but rather provides a kind of cellular battery pack to prevent the transmission of serious disease. Current status and safety. Since the first reported case, clinics in the United Kingdom have cautiously adopted mitochondrial replacement therapy under strict regulation to help a small number of women at high risk of passing on mitochondrial disorders. Reports from Britain indicate that several babies have now been born using this approach and appear healthy so far. Though researchers stress that long-term follow-up is essential and the technique remains closely monitored, the method is still not approved for routine clinical use in the United States, where regulators restrict procedures that result in heritable changes to embryos. Experts say technology shows promise for preventing devastating diseases, but should only be used in careful selected cases where scientists continue to study the safety over time. Factual corrections versus the post. Here's the key points where the Instagram caption is broadly accurate and where nuance or correction is needed. Accurate. Doctors reported the baby in 2016 conceived using DNA from 3 people to prevent fatal mitochondrial disease. Accurate with nuance. The technique uses the parent's nuclear DNA and donor mitochondria, so the child has nuclear DNA from 2 parents and mitochondrial DNA from a third. The phrase DNA of 3 people is technically correct, but overstates the donor's role since the donor's DNA is a tiny fraction of the total. Missing context. Earlier experimental techniques had also introduced donor mitochondria in 2016. Is best described as the first widely reported clinically successful 3-parent baby to prevent specific mitochondrial disease, not the first time donor mitochondria ever led to a live birth in humans. Accurate trend. Ongoing caution. Scientists do say the method can prevent serious mitochondrial disorders, but they also stress that it is used only in tightly regulated settings and long-term effects are still being studied.
Man, these people. I heard this ain't the only thing that the scientists been up to. They've been doing a whole lot that we don't know about. I don't want to jump too far off the subject, but even when it comes to the e-files, it was some scientists doing some strange things. It's just crazy. You know, they can use science to do bad things and to do strange things, but you can't use science to cure cancer, the C word. You can't use scientists to cure the House of Virginia. Make it make sense. I don't know if y'all noticed too that even in the news that China has, you know, these countries that are going against us have been releasing different diagnoses of different things that they are finding out that different cures for the C word. They are releasing them.
I think that
See, they was being, huh?
I think those cures have always been around. They just, you know what I mean?
Exactly. They masked them because they were being friends with America. They were letting America make money off of sick people. And now because they mad and they not our friends, now they just want to open the floodgates. It's crazy. Y'all better pay attention to what's around y'all. What's going on, Big Slump?
I think he dropped.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I do think he dropped. Now, this post here. It says our president got five kids, 3 baby mama, lives in the government housing, and is a convicted felon. And they call some of us ghetto. Now I realize that they're doing this in a joking manner. However, a viral social media clip titled "Our President" is sparking renewed debate over who truly represents the country and how Americans feel about the nation's leadership. While the Instagram reel by the creator, The Retro Kid, leans heavily on humor and reaction, the underlying statement in the comments, ranging from cheering emojis, "oh so true" and "you nailed it," reflects the deep emotional divide over the presidency. Who is actually the president? As of March 2026, the Orange Hoe is the sitting president of the United States, having won the re-election in November 2024. Taking office again in January 2025. He now serves as both the 45th president and the 47th president, returning to the White House after his previous term. What the post gets across, the real caption, "Our president," not my president, that's some of y'all presidents, yeah. Paired with the enthusiastic laughing responses, signals how many viewers see the clip as an exaggerated but pointed commentary on presidential behavior and leadership style, not a literal news report. The heavy use of emojis, applause, comments, liked it, love it, and 100 emojis, agree, show that people are using the video to express approval or frustration with the current political climate, depending on how they interpret the joke. Where facts and opinions diverge, the Instagram post itself does not state any concrete facts about policy, election results, or constitutional powers. Instead, it offers opinion and satire about our president. That's quote unquote, just some of y'all president, ain't my president. Legally and constitutionally, though, there is no ambiguity about who holds the office. The Orange Hoe is currently president, regardless of whether some viewers respond with a "not my president" attitude in reaction to posts like this. And I'm showing this to y'all because it really just shows the state of where people's minds are now versus where they were when they thought that he was going to do all of that bullshit that he promised.
And came through with not one promise that he said. Not one.
At all.
Like he even went he's so slick with it that he went as far as acting like he was giving everyone who had dependents an extra $1,000 a month, and he actually wasn't giving them you getting $1,000 for a minute per child.
Hold on,
Hold on one second. I got a phone call. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, so while Sis is on her phone call, we're gonna go to the next one. This says if the jab was given away for free because it's saving lives, then why isn't chemotherapy, insulin, and EpiPens? And the caption says, C word. Well, okay, it explains what the C word is, okay?
Okay, yeah, my bad.
Okay. And
Oh,
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll explain that later.
It says C word thoughts. An Instagram post is raising a pointed question. If the jab were given with no charge to patients because they were considered life-saving, why are chemotherapy, insulin, and EpiPens so expensive for many people who need them? The caption has sparked a wide range of comments, mixing sharp critiques of healthy policy with misinformation about the P word and the jabs. What was actually free with the jab in the United States? The jab was offered at no out-of-pocket cost to the public during the emergency phase because the federal government bought doses directly from manufacturers using taxpayer funds. Many insured Americans can still receive updated jabs at no direct cost, with insurers, Medicare, Medicaid, or special programs covering the price. Though this is shifting as jabs move fully into the commercial market. How this differs from chemo, insulin, and EpiPens. Comments note that in most developed countries and all places like Canada, essential treatments such as insulin, chemotherapy, drugs, and EpiPens are highly subsidized, covered through the universal health systems, reducing or eliminating point of sale costs. In the US, however, these treatments often carry high list prices and patients out of pocket costs depending on insurance coverage, with insulin alone having tripled in price over a decade and reaching hundreds of dollars per month for some people. Why governments treat the C word differently? Several commenters correctly point out that a key difference is that the C word is a communicable disease which can rapidly spread through communities, while cancer, diabetes, and anaphylaxis themselves are not contagious. Public health authorities prioritize free jabs because preventing transmission and severe disease is in large numbers of people protects the entire population and helps keep health systems and economies functioning. Correcting C word myths in the comments. Some replies claim that the C word was fake or just another name for the flu, and the the jab doesn't work, or was merely a test on human population. In reality, the C word is caused by a distant C word, not an influenza virus, and has consistently shown higher transmission rates and more severe outcomes than typical seasonal flu, especially before vaccines and treatments were widely available. The jab against the C word was tested in large clinical trials, and real world data have repeatedly shown that they significantly reduce the risk of severe illness, hospitalization, and expiration. Even though they do not completely prevent all infections, while the shots were free to recipients, they were not free in an economic sense. Governments, insurers, ultimately funded by taxpayers and premiums, paid manufacturers for doses and delivery. The bigger policy question, the original image asked why, if C word or if the jab was treated like a life-saving and provided at no charge to patients, other life-saving treatments aren't handled the same way. That question highlights a real and ongoing policy debate whether a country chooses to treat life-saving care for chronic and acute conditions as a collective responsibility funded through taxes or as a market good, largely mediated by private insurance and out-of-pocket spending. Now, here's where it gives you the reason why it's not treated the same way. However, I believe that is a highly politically correct explanation, and we all know what's going on, but we're going to keep it politically correct for the sake of the channel.
That shows what we think is free ain't nothing free in this world. Everything comes with a damn cost. Some way, somehow, you're gonna pay for it, whether it's now or later.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Ain't
And
nothing free.
Before you got a phone call?
Oh, I was gonna say, what I was going to say was, hold on, okay. What I was gonna say was, with taxes this year, he was trying to act like, he was giving extra $1,000 credit for the kids, and it wasn't giving anything. It was, what it's doing is it takes $1,000 and puts it in an account with your child name on it. An account that you can't take that money out of, an account that's basically is part of the stock market, and it gains money off of your child. I haven't heard anything about how you, your child, or your family can gain off of that account.
Mm-hmm.
That's FYI. I wouldn't recommend to do it.
Mm-hmm. At all.
Just another way for them to make money off you. Well, not off you, actually off your child.
Now, this one, I want y'all to look real close at this mask and this face, okay? Oh, shit, let me make it bigger.
So can you make it bigger? Because even with the glasses on, I can't see it. Oh, gosh.
All right, here we go. So, if y'all have ever seen the black phone, right? The mask in the black phone looks eerily similar to E-Man's smile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right here you can see his smile, right? And you can see a side by side of these two figures, okay? I want to point out the nose. I want to point out the face, the wrinkles where you smile at, the chin, okay? All of that. Now, here we go. A viral horror meme is prompting viewers to ask whether the sinister mask in the film The Black Phone was intentionally designed to resemble the E-Man, the E-Man's grin. Thousands of comments insist that thousands of comments insist that the mask, his face blueprint, and that the movie's storyline feels uncomfortably close to real world crimes. What the film actually shows: The Black Phone is a 2021 horror film about a masked, you know what he is, known as the Grabber, who does things in his basement, where the victim receives multiple calls from the killer, previous victims on a disconnected phone. The movie's narrative of what the movie's narrative is. I'm sorry, I'm saying it this way because I'm trying to protect the channel. And a predator hiding behind a theatrical mask is fictional, even if it echoes themes found in real those kind of cases. How the mask was really designed, according to the film director Scott Derrickson and special effects legends Tom Savini and Jason Baker, the Grabber mask was inspired by old circus masks, Italian half masks, antique face coverings, and classic horror imagery like the man who laughs in Mr. Sarnakis. but not by any modern public figure. The team created a set of modular masks that show exaggerated expressions such as joy and despair, designed to look creepy centuries-old props that the leader and author, a 187er, may have found, not something modeled on a specific person's face. E-Man rumors and reality. Commenters claim the mask just looks like E-Man in general and suggests he is out there living his life. Implied he's still alive or being protected. In fact, official records show that E-Man expired in a New York jail on August 10th, 2019, while awaiting trial on federal, you know what, charges. And his expiration has been extensively documented in court, medical, and investigative files. Now, here's where I'm giving you my opinion and my opinion only, okay? This is just my opinion. I'm not trying to state it as fact. My opinion is that there is a cover-up, and he's still walking around. Now, back to the politically correct. Coincidence versus intent. From a design standpoint, there's no evidence that the movie's creators based the grabber's mask on the E-Man's face or smile. They have publicly cited older films and historical mask styles as their direct influences. Any resemblances people see between the mask and E-Man's grin appear to be coincidental and shaped by viewers' awareness of high-profile cases like that, rather than by confirmed creative intent. So that's the end of that one. But that is
and they literally be putting stuff right in our faces.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to us whether we gonna believe it or not.
Exactly. But look, I mean, y'all seen the mask. It looks like it. It does look like it.
It's craziness. Craziness.
It looked just like him. I got a few more, but I think we can save them for another day. Or do you want to keep going?
Oh no, we can keep going.
Okay.
We're gonna run it up today because I wanna try to get all we can get far as watch hours on the channel so we can go ahead and monetize it.
All right.
We ain't missing much.
Okay, so next we have this woman here. Woman arrested.
And you've been working behind the scenes. Let me say this real quick. You've been working behind the scenes, but you ain't been on here working. You gonna work today, baby. Okay. You was on the clock. Okay.
Okay. It says woman arrested after beating her teen daughter with a belt for stealing $1,600 from her. Okay. I went to go look up. Okay. It says a social media post is igniting a debate over parental discipline after a woman was arrested and charged with cruelty to a juvenile for allegedly beating her teenage daughter with a belt over $1,600 in missing money. The case has moved from a police investigation to prosecutors who say the charge reflects how authorities respond when physical punishment crosses the line into injury and potential abuse. What the police say happened. According to the post caption, officers were called to investigate a possible abuse in the home and found signs that the teen had been struck with a belt during an argument about the missing cash. Police say the mother used the belt as punishment after accusing the daughter of taking about $1,600, and that evidence of physical harm contributed to the decision to arrest her and recommend child cruelty charges. Discipline versus child abuse in law. In many parts of the United States,
Hold on, can we pause it real quick? They arrested his mom. Let me get this right.
Mm-hmm.
Because her child stole $1,600 from her of her hard worked money, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Am I correct with that?
Mm-hmm.
But it took them years to arrest a couple who had adopted black kids, treated black kids like slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right.
Basically, they arrested her for disciplining her child.
For something that her child did wrong, though, right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
this lesson, this lesson that the police are teaching the child is go ahead and steal. But then when that child does go ahead and steal, then they gonna get locked up or worse.
Have a whole criminal background history, can't get a job, can't live a successful life because they was basically told that they can steal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can steal from your parents, you just can't steal from nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
You can be hard-headed and not listen to your parents, but you got to listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, that'll make it make sense to me, but okay.
Right. So it says discipline versus child abuse in law. In many parts of the United States, parents are legally allowed to use some physical discipline, but that protection does not extend to force that causes significant injury, leaves marks, or is considered excessive. Legal and child protection experts routinely warn that hitting children with objects such as belts, cords, or sticks greatly increases the risk of bruises, welts, and other injuries that can meet legal definition of abuse when parents insist it's discipline. What the comments get right and wrong. Many comments under the post argue that that was normal punishment back in my day. And if you can't discipline your kids now, suggesting that what happened should be considered acceptable parenting. While it is true that corporal punishment has historically been common and remains legal in some forms, current child welfare standards and court decisions increasingly treat hitting a child with a belt hard enough to cause visible injury as potential abuse, not routine discipline. Now, what I just read is the politically correct version. Now, let me give you my listen, bitch. Listen, Linda. I'd rather I'd rather be taught right and have a welt than to be taught wrong and have a bitch in blue trying to off me because I didn't learn right.
Wasn't they? Am I correct when I say wasn't they beating our parents in school with rulers and shit back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Our grandparents were rulers back in the day, so that was a considered abuse from somebody who wasn't their parents.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
Mm-hmm. Now, it says some users also claim this is very legal in certain regions or cultures. In reality, although laws vary by state and country, no jurisdiction permits parents to inflict serious, prolonged physical harm on children. Corporal punishment that results in bruises, welts, or other injuries can trigger child protection investigations and criminal charges, as appears to have happened in this case. The bigger conversation about discipline. Others in the comments worry that the daughter learned nothing and may steal again, raising doubts about whether fear-based punishment actually changes behavior. Research on corporal punishment and child outcomes has found that harsh physical discipline is associated with increased aggression, anxiety, and long-term harm. In many professional organizations, now urge parents to use nonviolent forms of discipline that focus on teaching restitution and consistent boundaries instead of pain. Now, let's discuss something, okay? Because there is a difference between your child getting a whooping because they did something wrong and your child just getting a whooping because you just feel like whooping them, okay? If you just feel like whooping them when you whoop on that child, that is abuse. But if your child did something wrong and they get a whooping, that is discipline. Period.
Yeah, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
It's crazy.
You know, when it comes to raising kids, you know, everybody got their different styles, their different ways of parenting, of chastising their kids. Every nation also has different ways of chastising kids. We talking about an American child. We talking about, and when we talking about a black child, we as parents, let me say me as a parent, I definitely was on my kids' asses growing up. And the reason why is because the world is going to be even more on their ass. I didn't sugarcoat nothing for them. I let them know what the real world, what it was hitting for. I think when you pacify and you play games with your kids, the world going to show them what it is. And majority of the time, they going to end up 10 feet under, or they going to end up in somebody's jail if you play and be their friend. I'm not saying I was a terrorizer and I did my kids wrong or I abused them or anything, but I definitely didn't sugarcoat and be their friend. And when I took phones, it wasn't no arguing back, talking back, none of that. I think that if more kids got treated like we did growing up, where the neighbors could whoop our ass, where it was a tribe of people that was whooping ass. My kids definitely had a tribe of people, I should say, that didn't play with them. If I wasn't around and they seen them do something wrong, they was on their motherfucking ass. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of kids don't have that. That's why these kids in the economy is so bad, where you see more and more parents that are working these long hours. Their kids are being left with daycare providers. Their kids are being left with other people. So they're not there to chastise their kids like they need to. Because if I stay home and I'm disciplining my kids and I'm there with them more like I want to be, then I'm not making no money to make sure they have a good life. I'm not making no money to make sure that I can at least, be able to pay my bills. It is be a up and up. Everybody has their point of view on that, because you let our parents tell it. If they hear us raise our voice to our kids or tell them that we about to whoop that, you shouldn't whoop them. You should talk to them. But damn, when the hell did y'all talk to us?
Exactly.
We should get our asses whooped out of our sleep if we did, if we didn't, or didn't have something done that you told us to have done. I just be trying to understand this world, man. I really be trying to understand. I mean, one thing I had to learn is every child is different. You can't treat every child the same. Every child, you always gonna have, a child that's defiant. You always gonna have one that's where they know everything. That's just given. You're just gonna have that. So you gotta learn different ways with each child to be able to gear them in the right way. These damn kids, man, will make you lose your mind if you let them. You hear me?
For real.
Well, see, I ain't about to be stressed about no damn kid. You either gonna listen or you gonna get the fuck on. One of the two. Yeah, they can pick their own poison. Fuck on with me. I'm not about to stress myself out, and I'm steady telling you the same thing, or I'm steady getting phone calls out of your school. I just didn't do that. I'm not about to do that, because if I gotta do all that, then baby, you need to find you somewhere else to live. I'm just saying. These kids be kind of weird.
Trey? What's up, BZ?
What's going down, everybody? What's going down?
All right, so now,
man, BZ. When I say BZ, I've been thinking about your dream and thinking about what I seen. Man, listen, I've been thinking and I've been seeing it. Yeah. Just be careful, baby. That's my advice. Just be very careful. But keep your head on a swivel and watch yourself at all times.
Trey said one of these kids get so comfortable to steal from their parents. The kids got so comfortable to steal from their parents when the parents started getting arrested for disciplining the kids.
16. Now we're not talking about no $5, $10. $1,600. Bitch, what did you need to do with $1,600?
Not a damn thing.
Don't even know the value of the motherfucking dollar. About to go splurge with your motherfucking friends. Get high, get drunk. Give some little punk nigga my damn money. And everybody think I ain't supposed to say nothing to you? Okay. I'm going to beat your ass and I'm going to go to jail. And I'm going to have to then suffer the consequences. Because one thing you ain't about to do, you're not about to play with me or my money. You're not about to interfere in me taking care of my household or my other children. So exactly. I would have definitely been his mother. That would have definitely been going to jail. Because I think, people don't look at the whole scope of everything. When you got that defiant kid that's doing shit like that, you're taking time out from the other kids. You're taking time out from the things that you have going on in life that are important, that sustains their fucking livelihood, to handle they stupid asses because they don't want to listen. That's why, New York is so, every state is different. New York is definitely motherfucking different. When I say New York different, it's different where if you are in family court and you have kids that are defiant and that judge sees that they are not listening and they don't give a damn, guess what they're going to do? They're going to lock their asses up in a group home. They're going to lock their ass up in a group home. Know why? Because you're hard-headed. You don't want to damn listen. So let me show you what a kitty like. And I'm saying, when I say a group home, I'm talking about a group home where, they still have some freedom, but they're not home. They're not with their friends. That's how we grew up. We were scared to go to group homes. We knew that we didn't listen to our parents, and your mother or your father walked in that motherfucking courtroom and said they out of control. Them courts had something for your ass.
Yep.
You ask anybody from Rochester, they're going to tell you about them group homes. Because majority of us definitely stepped a foot into one of them holes at one time or the other. And then if you was even hard that didn't work, they locked your ass up in the kiddie jail till you turn 18. See, I learned my lesson when I went the first time. I didn't like it. And it was nothing, me, being defiant to my mom. I just wanted to, be in the streets. Right. I wanted to, be hard-headed, doing stuff I know damn well I ain't supposed to be doing. Down here is different. They pacify these kids in Texas. They give them a slap on their hand. They let them dig a hole for their fucking self until they got their hands wrapped around their fucking throat so hard. Guess what? Now you got grown people charges on your record. You can't even get a fucking job. Not no job that makes money. That's the difference. And that's why they, a lot of times they say, lead by example. Man, these motherfucking kids can have the best parents. I don't care if they step parents or real parents. They can have the best household. They can have working parents. They can have parents that don't curse, drink, do drugs, none of that stuff. And these motherfuckers still want to be a part of something, be a follower. You can be paying thousands of dollars to have these motherfuckers in the suburbs, the best schools. Some of them still just gonna find a way to fuck up.
Right. And see, a lot of people love to say it starts in the home. It does start in the home, but it also ends with that individual person.
So man, them kids gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna do what they want to do. It's up to you as a parent whether you're gonna let that child stress you the fuck out. I'm not about to do it. Man, I'm not about to do it. Just like one thing I definitely get from my mama, before you stress me out, you have your ass out of my house.
Mm-hmm. Now, this next one is actually a helpful feature. It could you know, help a lot of things. So, Sweden has built a smart machine where crows trade trash for food, turning these clever birds into city cleaners. And when I looked this up, said a viral Instagram post is drawing attention to a Swedish startup that has been training wild crows to swap cigarette butts for food, effectively turning the birds into part-time city cleaners. The caption and image suggests Sweden built a smart machine where crows trade trash for food. A claim that is broadly accurate but describes a limited plot rather than a nationwide program. How the crow machine works. The startup COVID clean. I'm sorry. The startup Corvid Cleaning developed a vending machine style device that dispenses a small food reward whenever a crow drops a cigarette butt into the slot. Trials in the city of I can't pronounce that word. Sad showed that wild crows could learn the task and help remove some of the most common urban litter, cigarette filters from the streets and public spaces. What's fact and what's exaggerated? The post implies this is established Swedish system, but in reality, it has been a pilot project run by a single startup, not a countrywide policy or standard city service. Reports indicate the program has not progressed far beyond early 2022 trial stage, in part because of practical and ethical concerns. So it is a more promising experiment than a permanent solution. Ethical and environmental questions. As commenters under the post and in other forums have noted, cigarette butts contain nicotine, tar, heavy metals, and microplastics, raising questions about exposing birds to these pollutants their breaks on their beaks and feathers. Animal welfare experts have argued that unless researchers can clearly show the work is safe for crows, relying on them to handle toxic waste risks harming the very wildlife being praised for helping humans clean up their mess. Why this still matters. Supporters see the project as a clever way to harness Corvid's, and it is Corvid, Corvid's well-documented intelligent memory tool and problem solving to tackle litter that is costly and time-consuming for humans to remove. Critics consider that the real answer is stricter anti-litter enforcement, better disposal infrastructure, and reduced smoking rather than outsourcing our bird trash to wild animals who never created the problem. Now, I believe something like this could be helpful because, listen, even though it's we shouldn't be hiring birds to clean up our mess. We should just clean it or, throw it in the trash in the first place. Don't litter, whatever. People gonna do that shit anyway. You know what's going to happen. So there should be a better way to clean it up, I should say.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. All right. We went the hell out. What the hell going on? Okay. Sorry.
You remember when you were telling us about Oprah and how she was walking and how she looked crazy as hell?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She looked worn out, y'all. She looked worn out. Uh-huh. Worn out.
That's Oprah, y'all. Yeah, that's Oprah. Uh-huh. Now I titled this one Harper, Who This Woman? Okay. A viral reel of Oprah Winfrey slowly making her way through a fashion crowd has viewers debating whether they're seeing age surgery. I'm sorry, whether they're seeing age, surgery recovery, or weight loss side effects, and whether it's fair to judge her body at all. The clip posted with a joking caption, "Damn, inflation done got Oprah too," has drawn thousands of comments that range from harsh mockery to open admiration. What we know about Oprah today. Oprah Winfrey is 72 years old, born January 29th, 1954, and has been in recent years about both aging and major changes to her health. She has publicly discussed having knee surgery after years of weight related pain, describing it as one of the best decisions she ever made because it allowed her to walk and move more comfortably again. Baby, that does not look like she is walking and moving comfortably. It does not look like that to me. Um, Ozempic weight loss and speculation. Some commenters label her steps as the Ozempic shuffle, implying that weight loss medications are responsible for how she walks in the video. Oprah has confirmed she uses a GLP-1 type weight loss medication as one tool in her health journey, saying it helps her manage long term struggles with appetite and weight. But she has not said that such medication causes difficulty walking or that it is the reason for her gait in public appearances. Surgery heals and mobility. Other users point out that Oprah previously had knee surgery and suggest that walking carefully, especially in high heels at a crowded fashion show, may explain her stiff, cautious steps more than a mystery health issue. In interviews, she has described being nearly debilitated before knee procedures and feeling like she had a new opportunity to live in her body afterward, which supports the idea that she is managing real joint history, not simply shuffling for no reason. Now, my question is, baby, you know that you can't walk like that in heels. Why you wearing heels? But let's continue. Looks, age, and respect. Alongside the jokes about her walk, many commentators praise her Hercules. Listen, it's spelled Hercules. Hercules fabulous outfit.
Can
And
you hear me,
say
Pi?
that if this is what 72 looks like, it's impressive. Oprah herself has recently framed turning 72 as something she cherishes. Cherish is. Listen, it's early. Stressing that she did not always expect to live this long and has urged fans to see aging as a privilege rather than a punchline. What the post gets right and wrong. The real act the reel accurately shows 72-year-old Oprah Winfrey slimmer than in past eras, moving carefully through a public event and dressed in a high fashion look, which does not establish and what the comments often assume as fact is that her gait is caused by Ozempic and something is wrong with her beyond known knee surgery issues and age, or that her appearance is evidence of some hidden crisis. Those claims are speculation, not supported by her public statements or medical reporting. All right, now here's the thing about that. We
Can you hear
all
me?
saw Wendy Williams go through all of that, right? And we all, swept it under the rug. Oh, it's just, this, it's just that, a lot of people pointed it out, like Wendy on something. Wendy on that shit again. And a lot of people tried to sweep it under the rug, tried to say, oh no, she's just getting older. It's this, it's that. And it turned out Wendy was really on that shit. Okay. Now we have seen Oprah healthy. We have seen her walking around, running around the stage, jumping around, you know what I mean? Doing what Oprah do. And I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, yeah, that is Ozempic. That is not just age. Okay, that
Can
is
you
not
hear me?
wrong. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right.
That I think that is not age alone. I think that all of that Ozempic, okay, and if you read the effects of Ozempic, or if you watch videos of people who have taken Ozempic and the results, listen, it ain't good. And I believe that it is the Ozempic that has her looking and walking and moving like that. She should have stuck with Weight Watchers.
I mean, common sense would have told her that if it was knee surgery, she would have been in flats. Excuse me. Anybody who has had knee surgery or are in the nursing field knows that when you have knee surgery, the worst thing you can do is wear heels. I think it's coming a time when all these people that have been on this weight loss shots, taking this Ozempic and all this other stuff, y'all definitely people about to start having some bad news concerning them shots. Things that those shots are doing to your body, because it's not natural for your body to lose weight that quickly and that much of a weight loss. The way that people are losing weight from that. A lot of people that I see that are on Ozempic, they don't look healthy. It's a difference if you lose weight and your skin is firm, your skin is tight, and all that good stuff. Like, nobody I've seen that has taken that looks healthy. All of them look like bobbleheads. I'm just saying.
And it's not just Ozempic, because when I was going to the pain clinic for my nerve disease, they had me on something for migraines, which basically had the same effects. It made me lose weight really fast, and it had me looking and feeling crazy. I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. Y'all can keep that.
I'm a firm believer. Like, definitely, I want everybody to definitely, keep your health in check. If it's in your cards for you to lose weight, to definitely do that. But on the same hand, everybody not meant to be skinny, baby.
At all.
Everybody is not meant to be skinny. Some people that don't look right skinny. I'm one of those people that I don't feel healthy when I'm skinny. I just don't.
I got a big watermelon sized head. I am not walking around looking like a goddamn lollipop. No, I refuse.
I can't say it. Everybody that try to follow behind the trends. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. It is just not for everybody. No, I'm glad I've always been one of those ones that definitely feel like I don't have to follow trends. I don't want to follow trends. Look at this shit. Funky ass people. I hate Houston. Y'all never want to let nobody the fuck over. Okay? Sick of y'all. Get the hell off and turn around. Jackasses.
Okay, so this next one, hold on, because there's one about smart glasses that is not in here, but I'm going to read it.
Somebody back there.
Hold on, let me see.
No, that's you. That's you.
Okay. I do
Definitely
not
you.
see the one about smart glasses in here, but I'm going to read it anyway. A sponsored Instagram post is promoting a pair of smart glasses as the best available for price and directs viewers to buy them from an online shop called Kurt 8 Trent. The post itself is advertising. It does not provide independent reviews, technical specs, or third party comparisons to support the claim about the quality or value. What we can verify from the post, the only verifiable facts is that Cure 8 Trend is advertising smart glasses that are being marketed as budget friendly, which, if I remember correctly, they were $24.99 or something like that. And the link leads to a product page on the retailer's own site without additional specifications, certifications, or outside reviews. There is no objective evidence in the post that these are the best smart glasses in the price range, so the phrase could be treated as marketing language, not a confirmed fact. My point here with putting this in here is if y'all see these smart glasses on your Instagram, because they are being advertised on Instagram. I don't know if they're being advertised on TikTok or Facebook or not, but they are being advertised on Instagram. They're about $29.99, $39.99, something like that. They're very cheap. Use caution. Look up reviews, user reviews. Don't just jump into it because they're cheap smart glasses. Okay, that was my point with that.
Good morning, Blenda Healy. How you feeling this morning?
Hey, Blended. All right, so
we gotta stop trying to follow the trends. We gotta stop trying to follow what everybody else is doing. You look stupid doing it anyways. Trying to follow behind everybody. I had seen a video of this kid, right? So it's they're pre-K kids. They're all sitting in the classroom, and all the kids, the teacher asks the kids, if you say that you love me or like me or something, I'll give you something. And this is one kid that he would not say it. He was like, no. And I'm looking at his video laughing like, he really wasn't going. He didn't want to play with his teacher or nothing. He just wasn't going. But it showed that he wasn't a follower. He didn't follow behind all the other kids because of what he could get from this teacher. He didn't give a damn about what he can get from that damn teacher. He didn't give a damn. The only thing he cared about is, bitch, I'm not going. I don't like you, and I'm going to stand on that. Couldn't do nothing but respect the little kid. Couldn't do nothing but respect it. People really got to stop being followers. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry about the road rage this morning. Houston, I don't like y'all. Don't like y'all, not even a little bit. Fucking traffic is terrible. Can you hear me, Five?
Yeah, I can hear you. Alexa was doing the little morning announcements with the weather and all of that shit, and my reminders and everything.
Okay. Salute Big Rose. What you got going now? What you got going now?
All right, so next, this right here, child. Suspect thinks he can punch officers and get away.
You tell me. Why are you showing up on two different traffic cameras out of your car, kicking vehicles in the middle of traffic?
Mental health issue, sir.
Okay, let me see your driver's license.
I have a mental health issue, sir, and you're gonna make it a lot worse. I swear to God.
I see.
Oh my God, really? Are you gonna do this?
Get out of the car.
I got my license right here.
Let me see it.
Okay. You just don't care about humans.
First of all, if you have that much of a mental health issue, I think you need to be on some type of medication. Just running around.
And why are you driving? If you that mentally fucked up, why are you driving? Is the question.
That's the problem with you.
I'm not the one that was out kicking.
You don't care about me, sir. He honked at me 5 times because he's, guess what? In his nice pickup truck, and he's just annoyed that I didn't go right away. There was no reason he needed to honk, and I'm flipping out right now trying to just get home. That's all.
Okay.
I'm home now, and I'm gonna take my medicine that I just picked up.
Are you going to listen to me or not?
Yes.
Explain to me where this all started.
I can't.
How come? So I'm just having a hard time understanding how
Oh, good.
when somebody honks at you, that you jump out of the
It's
car.
called explosive disorder, and I can't help.
Baby, yeah, you need a chaperone, my dear.
I'm telling you, he don't need to drive,
need to
be
stay your
around
ass in the house.
regular people, nothing. Lost his damn mind.
Okay, should you be driving a car then if you can't?
Why do you think I'm here? Trying to go inside.
Get out and put your hands behind your back.
No.
Yes.
No, you're not doing this, officer. Oh, now look at
Get
you.
out, put your hands behind your back.
Are you kidding me, sir? You can't do this.
I don't trust your behavior right now. Get out and put your
going
hands behind.
inside.
No, you're not.
Help me! Help me! My roommate's here.
450. Can you start me another unit?
Look.
Put your hands. Turn around. Put your hands
No,
behind
I
your
have
back.
nothing on
Turn
me.
around. Put your hands behind your back.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back. You're an idiot.
Put your hands behind your back.
Piece of
Put
shit.
your hands behind your back.
I'm not doing anything.
Get your hands.
We fighting back.
Get your hands behind your back.
What the?
Put your hands behind your back. Get on your belly.
What is wrong?
Now notice how this mentally unstable, uncooked person is fighting with this officer. Okay. But we have seen many cases of mentally unstable, well done people get offed for the same type of behavior.
Those ones, hey, real quick.
Hey, you're going to jail for assault on a police officer.
Just my vibe.
Oh my God. I'm cooperating,
You
sir.
stop moving or I'm going to tase you. Do you understand?
Yes. You guys, I'm home.
I don't care.
I'm home, and you guys are doing this to me, and I have a mental problem, and you guys are taking advantage of me. I'm not doing anything wrong. I just get to my doctor's office.
You just punched me in the face. What do you think is wrong with that? Yeah, you did.
No, I tried to grab your... I wasn't hitting you. I'm not on anything. I'm not... You guys, I have explosive problems. Why are you doing this to me? You guys love taking people... What's going on, Officer Pratt?
You tell me. Why are you...
Now that is the end of the clip. Okay. Let me see. It says a viral reaction reel is circulating online that shows a traffic stop turning violent when a driver repeatedly swings at a police officer, claiming he has a mental problem. As officers struggle to restrain and arrest him, the creator's caption, "Suspect thinks he can punch an officer and get away with it," frames the clip as proof that body cam footage protects officers with when encounters escalate. What the video and comments show, according to the post, the incident is captured on police body cam, and the suspect can be heard mentioning a mental health issue while resisting commands and lashing out physically. Commenters overwhelmingly describe him as a danger to himself and others, and praise the officers as calm, patient, professional, while also arguing that Someone this unstable should not be behind the wheel of a several thousand-pound vehicle, which you should not, baby. When I say you need a supervisor, you need a guardian, you need a handler, baby. You need to be tied down to a bed somewhere.
Can you hear me?
Mental health claim versus legal reality. One commenter sarcastically phrases the suspect's stance as, "I have a mental problem, so I can do whatever I want," highlighting frustration with people invoking mental illness after violence. In reality, under U.S. law, having a mental health condition does not give the person a right to assault an officer or anyone else. Claims of a disorder might affect charging decisions or sentencing, but they do not erase underlying offense. Intermediate explosive disorder explained. A commenter provides a textbook description of intermediate explosive disorder, or IED, noting it involves repeated impulsive outbursts of aggravation that are grossly disproportionate to any trigger and affects an estimated 7.3% of adults. Standard treatment typically includes cognitive behavioral therapy and medications such as SSRIs to help manage impulses, meaning that if the suspect truly has such a diagnosis, consistent treatment and medication adherence, not driving while in crisis would be key to reducing risk. Body cams and use of force. One verified commenter writes, "Police thanking their lucky stars for body cams, capturing a broad statement that recorded evidence is crucial when force is used. Body-worn cameras have been widely adopted in the U.S. to document interactions, protect civilians from misconduct, and protect officers from false allegations by providing an objective record for investigators and courts." What we do not know from the Post. The Instagram reel does not identify the jurisdiction date or final charges in the case, and it does not provide medical records to confirm any diagnosis the suspect might claim. Without an official report, it is not possible to verify whether he has IED or any other condition, only that he referenced a medical problem during a record encounter that ended with his arrest after he struck a police officer.
Damn.
This is crazy. Literally crazy. Cray. Listen, you need to go sit down somewhere. Like for real. Just need to go sit down somewhere. Stop driving. Okay? Stop driving. Cause you baby. It's something wrong with you. It is something wrong with you, sir. And you need to stop that bullshit. Sis, you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because we was back in the air trying to get you to see that you couldn't hear me. So I dropped down again. Tried it again.
Oh, you know what it is? When I'm on the laptop, so I don't have two different monitors.
Oh, okay.
And when I switch over to another tab that has sound, it mutes all the other tabs.
Oh, shit. Well, that's why she couldn't hear me, y'all. And this whole time I thought it was me. Okay. All right. I was saying, when you couldn't hear me, I was trying to say, it's crazy how much patience they have for the Caucasians when they're in mental crisis and how they handle them with care. Meanwhile, because I can even say from my hometown, I've seen it's different cases where our people, our brown skinned people, are having mental cases going on, and how we are not handled with care. Not only are we not handled with care, most of us wind up unalived.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I've seen plenty of cases where our people have had mental disabilities, and they didn't care. They didn't give a damn. They just started blip, 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 pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, they don't care.
What's up, Red?
Hey, Big Red. I didn't even think about typing in the back chat. Y'all know I'm driving, so I'm kind of all over the place, y'all.
And
I'm kind of all over the place.
That's the thing. I wouldn't have been able to see it. I
it
wouldn't have been able to
anyways.
see it because I don't have two different monitors. But it only mutes the other tabs when the tab that I'm on has sound. If I jump to another tab now that doesn't have sound, I can still hear you.
Okay.
And I have not been able to figure out how to fix that. Now here is a case of something kind of miraculous. In December 1979, Elvita Adams jumped from the 86th floor of the Empire State Building, but a sudden gust of wind and narrow ledge turned a tragedy into survival. So, a widely shared Instagram post recounts the real story of Elvita Adams, a 29-year-old woman who attempted self-deletion by jumping from the 86th floor observation deck of the Empire State Building in 1979 and survived after landing on a ledge one floor below. The caption frames her survival as an example of divine intervention and second chances, while the comments echo that theme with messages like God said it ain't time, my daughter, and but God. What actually happened in 1979? On December 2nd, 1979, Adams, who struggled with unemployment, low welfare income, and possible eviction, went to the Empire State Building's 86th floor deck and climbed over the protective fence in an apparent self-deletion attempt. Instead of falling the full distance to the street, she landed on a narrow ledge at the 85th floor, roughly 20 feet below, and was rescued by security staff who heard her cries and pulled her back inside. Reports from the time say Adams suffered a serious injury, variously described as a broken hip or pelvis, but survived, and she was taken to Bellevue Hospital, where she was placed under psychiatric observation in satisfactory condition. Contemporary accounts and later retellings consistently identify her by name and confirm the basic facts. The jump from the 86th floor, the landing on the 85th floor ledge, and her survival with significant but non-fatal injuries. Wind physics and God did it. The Instagram text and many comments say a strong gust of wind blew Adams back toward the building and into the ledge, with several users crediting this entirely to God. Weather reports and later analysis note that winds at the Empire State Building's highest can reach 20 to 40 miles per hour, and the air currents around the structure can alter the path of a falling body, making it plausible that the wind in the building's shape contributed to her being pushed against the wall instead of falling straight down. From a factual standpoint, Newspapers and later historians attribute her survival to the combination of the ledge placement and the prevailing wind conditions, while her religious admirers interpret those same conditions as evidence of divine intervention. Both perspectives describe the same event. One emphasized physics and architecture, others emphasized faith. Now, I'm going to say that was God because winds can blow in any direction. And that wind blew her back up against that building, to that ledge. Okay. What the Post gets right and where it's simplified. The Post correctly states that Adams jumped from the 86th floor in December 1979, landed on a ledge one floor below, was injured, and survived. It simplifies the mechanics by saying a sudden gust of wind and a narrow ledge turned tragedy into survival, which matches how many later accounts summarize the incident. Though the exact wind speed and trajectory are reconstructed from reports, not from precise modern measurements. Commenters claim that it wasn't a strong gust of wind, it was God, or that his angels caught her mid-air and carried her back, are expressions of belief, not details confirmed in any official reports. Official records and news coverage describe wind and ledge as immediate physical reasons she survived. Whether God was behind those circumstances is a matter of personal faith, not verifiable fact. Listen, baby, that wind was God's wings. Okay, that wind said, "Baby, you ain't dying today." God said, "You ain't dying today. You got more shit to do." Okay. The larger message about second chances. The creator uses Adam's story to argue that survival from the brink of deletion can be a sign of God's love, mercy, and purpose, encouraging people who feel hopeless not to give up. While that spiritual interpretation goes beyond what historical records can prove, the factual core of the story that a woman jumped from the Empire State Building in 1979, was blown or pushed against the building, landed on the 85th floor ledge, and lived with serious injuries is well documented and not a social media hoax. There we go with that one. Again, I do believe that was God. God saved her. God sent his angels to save her. God sent the ancestors, whoever God sent to save that woman, he sent them to save that woman. Okay. God said, "Baby, it ain't your time." Okay. He said, "Go rescue that baby." And that is exactly what I believe happened. Now I need some water. Okay, my throat is dry. Sis, if you talking, I really can't hear you this time. Now I'm back on this tab, and that other tab didn't have sound. But if you talking, I can't hear you.
No, I wasn't talking. I was not talking. Actually, in the middle of trying to handle something real quick. Trying to handle a thing or two. I hope everybody morning is going good. Hope y'all are in good spirits. Let me run through this chat real quick till she comes back.
Oh no, I got it.
Oh, she's talking about, she's talking about, me talking to the H-Town drivers down here. They are rude. They don't like to let people over. They be on their bullshit, and that's on my bullshit a little bit with them too this morning because they want me to be a bully this morning. That's what I'm gonna give. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Other than that, I've been being good. Big Red Diva. I've been being
Mhm.
good.
Now
I
this
got
next
help this morning. My girl up. You know what I'm saying? Can't ask for no more than that. All right, I'm on mute.
Now this next one is blurred out. So I'm going to ask this if she wants me to show it or if she just wants me to describe it. It's the one where the wind blew the truck all over the place.
You talking to me, Five?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
Because it's blurred out on Instagram. Hold on. Let me show you.
Mm-hmm.
It's blurred out on Instagram, which means Instagram deems it as something that doesn't just need to be automatically shown to the public. So it's up to you whether you want me to show it or you just want me to describe it.
Oh no, do you?
Okay.
Do you?
All right. So here is what happened with the wind and how strong this wind was. Okay. Now this is in a different language, so I definitely needed help deciphering this. Okay. Um, it says news from Romania, where a tragic road accident on a wet, slippery highway has renewed questions about speed, heavy trucks, and how drivers react when they lose control. Videos of the crash, widely shared on social media, shows how a loaded truck sliding sideways across the center line and crushing an oncoming car in a matter of seconds. What happened on the road? According to the post's caption, Uzbek, the accident in Uzbek. The accident occurred in Romania when a truck lost control on a slick road surface and skidded into a passenger car traveling at the opposite lane. Authorities say two people in the car expired at the scene, while the truck driver suffered only minor injuries. Official response: local police have opened a criminal case and launched an investigation into the circumstances of the crash, including speed, weather, vehicle condition, and whether the trucker could have avoided the collision by steering into the shoulder or a nearby field. Investigators will review camera footage and physical evidence to determine whether the negligence or traffic violations contributed to a loss of control. What drivers are saying online. In the comments, many viewers insist the car's driver should have steered off the road or into the field as soon as it became clear the truck was sliding toward them, arguing you must always try to avoid collisions, even if that means leaving the road. Others counter that everything happened so fast for such a maneuver and emphasize that in any case, may God protect everyone on the road, reflecting a mix of fatalism and calls for greater caution. Road safety reality check. Experts generally advise that when a large vehicle begins to jackknife or slide across lanes, oncoming drivers should slow sharply, steer away if there is safe space, and avoid sudden moves that could cause their own loss of control. But in real life, reaction time and road shoulders are often limited. While social media viewers debate what each driver should have done, the confirmed fact in the case remain that a truck lost control on a slippery Romanian road. Two occupants of a car were um, um, deleted instantly. The truck driver was lightly injured, and a full legal investigation is underway. Um, in a lot of these cases. The weather is an issue, and sometimes you just do not have time to react. And a lot of times when people are saying they should have done this, they should have done that, I would have done this, I would have done that, you are saying that from the point of view of somebody who can sit there and think logically. You're not in that situation. They got to try to think in a split second. Sis, you got something? Anything? Any comments on that one? Okay. Hey, Miss Parker. All right, so let me see. I need some more water, child. I've been talking a lot. I need water. Okay. So now, this next one.
Am I the only one who sees that they're about to erase us? They're about to erase Black history from America. If you're asking me, I think they plan on erasing us altogether. I think they're going to take every monument that reminds them of us and destroy it. They're going to get rid of books. They're going to erase language. They're going to deploy their military on our streets. They're going to arrest the Black protesters that stand up against it. They're going to kidnap and detain children. Day by day, we're going to watch it all fall. We will watch them dismantle it piece by piece. Some of us already see it coming. Some of us will see it coming soon. And then there will be some of us who never saw it or never believed it. They won't see it until it's too late. We're not going to protest our way out of any of this. The only way this goes down is if we take away the funding. And Americans genuinely aren't going to do it, it feels like. So they're going to win. They're going to destroy everything that our ancestors fought and died for right in front of our faces. And we're going to let them. Am I the only one who sees that they're about?
Now, I see it. I've been seeing it. A lot of other people have been seeing it. Now, here's why I disagree with her, okay? There is another way to stop it. If we put that orange show in a mental institution, okay? Nice little rubber room, all right? Nice little straight jacket where we can't do this bullshit no more. Yeah, that'll stop it. That'll stop it real quick. Okay? Now, an Instagram reel posted in January claims that authorities in Philadelphia are deleting things from archives and erasing uncomfortable parts of American history, promoting viewers to warn one another to share and document everything. The clip itself does not include documents, dates, or official statements showing exactly what has been removed. But the comments reveal deep concern that records about oppression and injustice are being quietly rewritten and destroyed. What the posts and comments actually say. The creator writes, I can't be the only one who sees it, tagging Philadelphia in history. While a top comment insists, they've been deleting things from archives for a year now, urging people to preserve their own stories. Other commenters echo the idea of a long-term strategy, saying that the long game and accusing unnamed powers of watching credit for anything positive and deny anything bad, reflecting fears of selective historical memory rather than providing specific proof of tampering. Interpretation versus verified fact. The Real and its comments do not identify which archives, city, state, federal, school, or museum are allegedly altering or deleting records, nor do they link to news reports, court cases, or official announcements confirming such systematic purge. Without that detail, the post is best understood as a warning based on perception and distrust, not a documented, verifiable account of specific files being removed. Now, here's where my commentary comes in. We know that the Orange Hole has removed stuff from the White House. We know that there are some places who have passed that bill where they completely changed what they teach during Black History, or what slavery actually was. We've seen cases where kids have gone on field trips to pick cotton. Okay, so we know this is going on. All right, and it's going on in different places. All right. Now, why people are worried. Many commenters frame the issue in terms of power and resistance, urging others to fight back, stand together, and even boycott the World Cup in the USA as a broader protest against what they see as a fallen nation and reoccurring oppression. Quotes from Martin Luther King Jr. about freedom being demanded by the oppressed are used to argue that citizens must actively preserve and seek their own history, rather than relying on institutions that they fear may be editing the record. What's factually safe to say? From the post alone, one verifiable fact from the post alone, the only verifiable facts are that some Philadelphians and viewers believe historical or archival memorials are being removed or altered, and that they are encouraging grassroots documentation as a response. Claims that specific archives have been deleting things for the past year remain unsubstantiated in the Real itself. They reflect people's suspicions and institutional memory and control of historical narrative, rather than confirmed evidence of which records, if any, have actually been taken out of the official record. Okay. Now listen. Y'all know. People in Philadelphia know what's going on in Philadelphia, okay? Listen. Multiple people see it. And not just Philly, but everywhere you go. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, we know we have heard the term Dallas business for the longest time. If you don't live in Dallas, you don't know what's going on in Dallas. Da, 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 da. Same thing anywhere you go. The Philadelphians, Philly, know what's going on in Philly. Okay, any city you go to, they know what's going on in their city. And they see it every day. Now, this one is sensitive. Okay. I do not want to go into detail on this, but we will glance over it. Y'all know how I feel about things like this. I am not going to go into detail on this one. A Baton Rouge middle school counselor found deleted after being accused of inappropriately messaging a 14-year-old girl. Police say his body was found at the school's abandoned old campus. Okay. Again, I'm not going to go into this. However, when I looked it up, it is a true story. And that is, I'm going to move the entire fuck along from this one. Ms. Parker, if you want this one, I will save it, and I will give you the news story on it. You can go with it. I'll save it for you. Other than that, yeah, I'm moving on from that one. This one here.
And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't.
And I know it's playing again. I'm letting it play again for a reason. I want y'all to let this sink in.
Meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. And some of the cases we're talking about.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? In a viral reaction reel, a viral reaction reel is stirring a debate over the Orange Ho's new move to restrict birthright citizenship to, with some viewers warning that ICE is coming for Black Americans next, and others arguing that his words actually acknowledge Black people as the original intended beneficiaries of the 14th Amendment. The clip runs during Black History Month and has ignited a fierce argument in the comments about who truly counts as American, whose children are safe, and who could be targeted under changing immigration policy. And I wonder if he gonna hire his wife anyway, or hide his baby mamas. But anyway, what the Orange Hole is actually trying to do in December 2025, and what I'm reading is completely the political correct version. I'm going to give you my version in a minute. In January 2025, the Orange Hole signed an executive order called Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship, seeking to end automatic U.S. citizenship for many children born in the country to non-citizen parents. The order directs the federal government to deny citizenship to babies born after February 19th, 2025, if their mother is undocumented, or if the U.S. temporary, or only in the U.S. temporarily, such as on work, student, or tourist visas, and the father is not a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. Civil rights groups and legal experts immediately challenged the order in court, and multiple federal judges have temporarily blocked its implementation while lawsuits proceed. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case on whether the administration can reinterpret birthright citizenship this way, making the policy's final fate uncertain as of late 2025. Now, this is coming from a man who all his kids are half Russian. All his kids are from immigrant hoes. Okay? Now, what birthright citizenship was created for? Birthright citizenship is grounded in the 14th Amendment, adopted in 1868 after the Civil War to guarantee that formerly enslaved Black Americans and their children would be citizens with equal civil rights. The amendment's central citizenship clause declares that all persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens, and For more than 150 years, the language has been interpreted to cover nearly everyone born on U.S. soil, regardless of race or parents' legal status. Comments in the Real argue that the orange hoe is now only saying only blacks have birthright citizenship, or that he is affirming black Americans as true indigenous owners of the land. Factually, neither the 14th Amendment or the Orange Hose orders confine citizenship solely to black Americans. The amendment applies broadly to all people born in the United States. An executive order targets certain U.S. born children of non citizen parents, not people who have families have been citizens for generations. Does this target Black Americans? One top comment claims ICE is coming for Black Americans next, while others note that the orange hoe's own wife and children are the children or spouses of immigrants, and ask whether his policy would reach him too. Under the under the text of the executive order and related proposals, the focus is on the immigration status of parents, undocumented or temporary visa holders, rather than race, which means the largest directly affected groups are U.S. born children of recent immigrants from a variety of backgrounds, including Latin American, Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean. However, the Orange Hoe and his allies have also laid out aggressive second term plans for mass deportation, promising the biggest deportation force this country has ever seen, and have discussed revoking protections from specific groups such as Haitian immigrants. History shows that enforcement heavy immigration cracks down often fall hardest on communities of color and mixed status families, while which explains why many Black Americans, especially immigrant communities, interpret these orange policies as indirect but very real threat, even if the legal text is not written in explicitly racial terms. The Post gets right and where it overreaches. The Real correctly captures that the orange hoe is pushing to narrow who gets automatic citizenship at birth, and that his administration is advancing hardline deportation policies backed by ICE. It goes beyond the documented facts, though, when it suggests that the policy is explicitly written to make birthright citizenship only for Black Americans, or that ICE has formally announced a plan coming for Black Americans next. Those are interpretations and fears expressed by commenters, not language found in the executive order or related filings. What is firmly grounded in law and history is that birthright citizenship was created after the Civil War to secure citizenship for Black people who had been enslaved, and has long protected the all U.S. born children regardless of race. What is now unfolding under under the Orange Hoe, is an unprecedented attempt to roll that protection back for children of many non-citizen parents, a change that, if ultimately upheld, would reshape the meaning of citizenship for millions and intensify the fears aired in this viral debate. Basically, the Orange Hoe is on his bullshit. Okay.
Can you
I'm back on this tab. I can hear you.
you hear me?
I'm back on this tab. I can hear you.
Okay. So I don't know if people had caught what I had said last week about when it is coming to dealing with the orange man. He is offering the foreigners to actually leave the country without them having to be forcefully put out, and giving them $1,000 a piece to leave peacefully. He trying anything. Trying anything, saying anything. He don't give a damn. That's a liar.
Rose said what's crazy is the foreigners kicking people out of the country. Right. Exactly.
Retarded and slow.
For real, for real.
You know what'd be crazy to me is everybody be having something to say about who should be here and who shouldn't be here and this, that, and the third. But if you really do the math on everything and look at everything, we the ones that created, or not created, but built up this land. We the ones that did everything, and we the ones that always get the last goddamn word. It's crazy to me. That's right.
It is great. And you know what? I ain't even gonna say that because the Native Americans were the ones who, like, you know, we first started building it out, and then we finished it. And they got refined to what do you call it? Reservations on their own land. The fuck? Mexicans got their land stolen from them, and then they told they can't live on it. The fuck?
But see, in some way, I feel like when it comes to the Indians, you know, my family definitely has a big Indian background. My grandfather was an Indian. I think that, you know, when it comes to the Indian, try to, you know, smooth it out by giving them their own land and, you know, protecting them with certain things, certain taxes they don't get taxed with. You know, they've given them something, is what I'm saying. Something. We've got nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. That's true.
It's a big difference. We ain't got a damn thing, but a hard damn time and a tough road to climb rocks over. That's it.
Which is crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Do my truck sound loud to y'all? Because I'm definitely using my Android phone. The iPhone, I think, is telling me I need a new one. So yeah, it's acting really retarded. So I haven't been using my iPhone at all.
No, actually, you sound really good.
Okay.
I'm going to do 2 more. Again, Miss Parker, if you're in here, I will give you that one about the teacher. Yeah, I can't do that one. I just want to let y'all know.
Yeah, it was it's a story too, Miss Parker, that I need to give you. It's definitely up your alley and stuff you would cover. It was actually sent through LAC from 88. It's something that she wanted to hear about, and I thought you would be really good to cover that story.
I'm going to do 2 more, and then I think I need to eat. Listen, let me tell y'all something about CIDP.
I know I do too.
Yeah, let me tell y'all something about CIDP. Okay, for whatever reason, my stomach does not growl when I'm hungry. You know what does happen? I get cold, I get freezing cold, and I get a headache. And I really wish my body had another way to alert me that it is time to eat. Like I would appreciate a regular stomach growl.
Well, you know, it'd be nice. You know, let me tell y'all something. On the back end, me and Five always argue. Okay, just to let y'all know. And we be arguing because Five is really hard-headed when it comes to eating. She is very hard-headed. So I've told her time and time again, she needs to get on a scheduled program when it comes to eating. Okay, even if she's not hungry, if she could just maybe eat some fruit, you know, maybe eat some small meals. That goes for anybody that has a problem with knowing when you're hungry, or has a problem with being hard-headed and not eating when you should. Just get some small meals. Like yesterday, I knew I was hungry. my body felt hungry. So instead of me eating a big meal or me eating junk food or some fast food, I just ate a chicken salad that had grapes and walnuts and celery and all that good stuff in it. And I ate some grapes, some crackers, and some cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And I was full after I ate it. And it literally was like a small snack pack.
And she be on my top because I will go all day without eating and wonder why
And
the
they be
hell
like,
I
I
feel
have
crazy.
such a headache. I don't know why my head is hurting like that. I'm sick of 5, y'all. I wish she'd live closer so I can give her one of them grandma pinches. You know, back in the day when we used to be hard-headed, grandma used to pinch the fuck out you.
Yeah, on the
And,
back of your
and then they'll pinch you and be like, shut your ass up. Yeah, that's what 5 needs from time to time. 5 is hard-headed. Okay? I'm just saying.
And the crazy thing is sometimes she would just randomly, did you eat today? And I'll be sitting there like, damn, did I eat today?
See, when you gotta think about it, you know damn well you ain't. Anytime somebody asks you a question and you gotta run the question through your head real quick to see if you either gonna answer back with a question because that means you're lying, or to see exactly what you need to say back to this person, you're full of bullshit. Okay, full of bullshit. I'm tired of being a damn concerned goddamn parent. Nah, but for real, like if y'all can like just meal plan. If you're not a person that eat a lot, try to meal plan. I try to make sure that I eat stuff that I enjoy eating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I chose the grapes. That's why I chose the chicken salad. The chicken salad was plain, so I definitely spiced it up with a little accent, a little black pepper. I definitely been working really hard on not eating out. And I did hear you eating out yesterday. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You can have your cheat days. Definitely can have your cheat days. That's why I was nasty too, just to let you know. But yeah, I definitely try to meal plan. I did meal plan this week when I got ready to come out for sure. They had a couple meals in that refrigerator before I left. And I definitely have been working really hard on not being a glutton, you know, eating stuff I'm not supposed to be eating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I like that guy Jabez Invest. I like his channel because like he let you know, like, listen, you ain't got to starve yourself. You ain't got to change things completely. Just change the goddamn ingredients.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Instead of white
Yes,
sugar,
ma'am.
instead of white sugar, use cane sugar. Instead of enriched flour, use plain wheat flour. Look at the ingredients on your bread. If your bread uses enriched flour and regular sugar, change your bread, and you can still have a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know
what else is a really good quick meal that I had a headache that you can definitely make and is definitely good for you. A cucumber sandwich. Instead of using bread, use cucumbers as the actual bread. My daughter had made a instead of making hamburgers for them, she made sweet potato burgers where she substituted the meat for sweet potatoes. And they said it was delicious.
Okay.
So you just gotta.
He has a book, right? A recipe book. However, if you sign up to the website and if you watch his channel, sometimes he be giving them recipes away for free. Okay. He'll even stop. He'll show you the recipe in the book and he'll say, you can screenshot this if you want to, even though he's selling the book. He said, you can screenshot this if you want to. Here's the recipe right here. Like he got the goddamn cinnamon rolls, but with the different ingredients, so you can actually eat it.
Healthy. I can tell the I can tell how my body is like proportioned that I'm eating better. I can tell the way I feel that I'm eating better. I'm definitely, I was bad with that too, with that not eating and all that stuff. And somebody had to put a bug in my ear. When you don't eat, your body thinks that it's starving itself. So it's going to store fat. And that's what you're trying to keep your body from doing, storing fat. There's no reason for it to store fat if you're feeding it small meals, even if you just eat some fruit. You know, Blackhead was doing research, and when he finished, I'm gonna bring it to the board. He's been doing research on every fruit, what every fruit is, and every vegetable, what element it brings to your body, what good it brings to your body. We've been just trying to really do some different research when it comes to eating, and when you eat good, you feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Now, see, here's the thing with me and fruit. I love fruit. However, I have developed an allergy for fruit, and I mean all fruit. Like, don't get me wrong, I still eat it. However, if any fruit except a melon, I can take an allergy pill and be fine. But if I even so much as smell a melon, I will be throwing up. So yeah, I gotta watch my fruit.
Wow, that's the first time I ever heard somebody say that. Especially about
And
fruit.
it's crazy because it developed right before the CIDP. So I think it was like the doctors think that I had it longer than it all presented itself all at once, because it's a lot of weird things that happened growing up. So they're thinking I had it a lot longer than it, presented itself all at one time. But yeah, I was pissed off when what? What you mean I can't? What?
And see, you would be a person that I would advise, if you can't eat fruit, eat a lot of vegetables. You know, that's still healthy. You know, like instead when back home all the time, the kids used to love it and the family used to love it. I used to take zucchinis or either eggplant. Most of the time it used to be eggplant, and I would slice it up, and instead of when you do lasagna using the actual pasta, I would use eggplant.
Okay.
And it tasted delicious.
Okay.
Even tofu. A lot of people don't like fucking with tofu because tofu don't got no taste. But tofu actually absorbs anything that you season it with, cook it with, is gonna absorb that taste. So I take tofu and I actually season it and I fry it, and I'll put it in a pot after I fry it all and mix it with cheese and different vegetables. And the kids always say that it tastes like chicken nuggets from McDonald's. And it's tofu. It's healthy. You don't have to worry about all the extra stuff. The only thing, that's probably the most unhealthiest thing of that meal is probably the dairy of the cheese and probably the oil. That that's why you have to watch too what kind of oil you're actually frying food into.
Yes, that's another thing. All right. People always have a debate over canola oil or corn oil. In all actuality, they're both equally as harmful. If you really want something, then look up let me see, olive oil, I think sunflower oil, I think rice bran oil,
sesame seed oil,
avocado. Avocado. All of that. Even coconut oil. All of that is fine. However, when you're researching these healthier oils, you have to know what you can cook with it, because some of them are not good at high heat.
Yeah. Yep. That is facts. That is facts.
Now, olive oil is actually the best one. However, it does have a certain taste. So you might not want to cook it with everything, in which case you might want to switch over to either the avocado oil or the rice bran oil.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. See, I'm a person. I like sweet and salty tastes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really big on eating sweet and salty tastes,
Mm-hmm.
and I love like jasmine, like coconut jasmine rice,
Mm-hmm.
with like a good, fried or seared meat. It could be chicken, it could be steak, it could be anything. I just like that sweet, salty taste mixed when I'm eating, and
Now
that's for anything.
you mentioned jasmine rice, right?
Mhm.
That is a natural rice that does not go through the enrichment process. Now, a lot of times people like yellow rice.
Mhm.
Let me tell y'all something. Tell y'all a little secret, okay? Yellow is just the color. So to make yellow rice from jasmine rice, all you do is add some turmeric.
Yeah, a little sassoon.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Or some
Now when you're
sofrito, we'll change it to
Yep.
that color.
when you are making the switch over to these healthier ingredients, right? You may wonder, well, I want some brown sugar, or I want some powdered sugar, and I can't find it, right? So all you do, you get you some regular raw cane sugar. All powdered sugar is ground up regular sugar. So you get you some raw cane sugar, you ground it up, and there you go. You got your powdered sugar. If you get you some raw cane sugar, add a little molasses to it. That is what brown sugar is.
Let's go.
The darker it is, because you got your light brown sugar, dark brown sugar. The darker it is, the more molasses that's added to it. That's it. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
I know a woman who did a video. She made bread, like a literal loaf of bread. Okay. All she used was yogurt and what was it? Yogurt and flour. That's it. She was plain vanilla yogurt and flour. That's it. And baked it. And she had a whole loaf of bread. She cut
I
it
bet
and
you that bread
everything.
was
Looked
so
just like
damn
bread.
good.
Yeah. Or you can use plain yogurt if you don't want the, sweetness or whatever. But yeah. Shit, I done started making my own ice cream. I just get some cream, some fruit, some cane
Man,
sugar.
I swear that is the best. If y'all haven't tried making your own ice cream, I swear once you make your own ice cream, you'll never want to buy any other ice cream again ever in your life.
Exactly.
It's the best.
Now listen, for all of you junk food people out there, right? There's even healthy, I'm going to say sandwich cookies because they're not the Oreo brand. There's healthy sandwich cookies out there that are not made with enriched flour. They're made with the cane sugar. They're made with raw wheat flour, right? They are the sandwich cookies, so they're just like Oreos. Okay, so you crush them up, put it in your little homemade vanilla ice cream. There goes your cookies and cream. You do your little, bakeless cheesecake stick. There you go. You got a nice healthier crust. But it's still Oreo. Okay, like, there's so many different options out there.
And I'm telling you, you can
That people
really
don't even
change
think
up your whole game, your whole eating habits by just watching what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
for those of us that do have things like fibrosis tissues, fibrosis problems, you can definitely change up your eating habits. Stop eating white bread. Stop eating white sugar. Those are some big factors that definitely provoke those things, besides other things, I should say. But
And
definitely change up your eating habits.
stop listening to everything on the internet. Hold on a second. Fortrell said my grandma made Flavor said for Trill. My grandmama made some vanilla bean ice cream in a cup. Oh my mama. Now listen. I want y'all to stop listening to everything on the internet too, because y'all seen them videos where people were saying that bread isn't bread anymore, and y'all remember when bread used to ball up and stay that way, but now they get a piece of bread and it don't ball up and stay that way. What y'all are missing, okay, is that only white bread balls up and stays balled up. If you pay attention to the bread that they're using, it's not white bread. And the reason why people don't like white bread is because it is gummy and does all that, which is why people choose to use other breads. And if you pay attention to the people who do those little Instagram or TikTok experiments and say this isn't real bread, they're not using white bread. They're using a different kind of bread, which never balled up and stayed balled up in the first place, because only white bread does it.
You know, we are a wheat bread house. When I say we are a wheat bread house, that's all we buy is wheat bread. I like nuts. So if you like nuts, I typically buy the Sara Lee 12 grain nut bread. I love it with basically it can make a nice turkey sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
I love me some potato bread. Every now and then I like some rye bread.
Potato bread be so good.
Yes.
Especially if you use certain things with it, it's lovely. Very lovely. I'm a grilled cheese person. I love grilled cheese sandwiches. Especially with sweet and tomato soup. I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
If you mash that up and you have the right bread, the right cheese, man, listen, you be in La La Land eating. I'm a big food person. Like I love food. Like that's like definitely one of my happy places is food.
Yeah.
And I've just learned to eat right.
Yeah. And let me tell y'all something. Get you some organic heavy whipping cream. Okay. Get you a beater or whatever. Whip that some of my bitch up until you see yellow. And until you see it separate from the buttermilk. Okay, when you see it separate from the buttermilk, it's nice and buttery. It's ready. Okay, I drain that buttermilk out of there. Okay, get you a strainer, press that butter into there, drain all that buttermilk out of there, separate it. Put the buttermilk in there for some in the refrigerator for some pancakes or something. There goes your butter right there. If you want it to be spreadable, put a little bit of either olive oil or coconut oil in it, just a little bit, and mix it up some more, and there's your spreadable butter.
I'm telling you. I even make we call it a no carb meal. It's cabbage, right? I take cabbage, I slice it up. When I say slice it up, I slice it big. And I lay them in a pan after it's all washed and clean. And I use some olive oil over it. In the meantime, then I put some heavy cream on it and I stick it in the oven, right? Let that start cooking out. Then on top of the stove, I'm sauteing my whatever meat you want to put in it. So I'm sauteing. I usually do a couple of different meats. I'll do like sausage and I'll do like some chicken. It's whatever you want to put in it. You don't even have to even put no meat. You can literally do mushrooms. Portobello mushrooms are the best mushrooms because it almost has a meaty taste, make you feel like you eating meat.
Right.
So whatever you want to saute it with, I take some broccoli, I steam that a little bit on the stove, and then I put everything in this pan with the cabbage, and I'll lay down about 2 or 3 different cheeses over this, and I'll let it cook until the cabbage is really like almost, I wouldn't say overcook it. It's a little firm, but it's not firm. You know, like it's just right there. It's just perfect. When my family eats that meal, my son always says that the cabbage almost tastes like you're eating pasta. When I say absolutely delicious, especially if you get you some nice dinner rolls or some nice bread to go with that thing, man, listen, it's hit. It's hit. Okay. And I make sure, you know, I do all my little regular seasons that I do to my food, and it'd be good and it's healthy. Everybody will be full. And I'm talking about, they like it so much that when all the family get together, I always have to make like 3 or 4 big size silver pans of this meal, because that's how much they want to eat it. Like, guaranteed by the time we done eating one time around, 2 of the pans gonna be gone. Because they're gonna make sure that they pack their plates with that food. I love it. And I always like it. Like, if y'all got recipes that y'all can send to me to try, y'all can send me some good recipes, and I'll put my little twist on it, of course, and let y'all know how it come out. Because I just tried a potato soup, Cajun style. Oh my God. When I say it was so freaking good, and that was my first time ever making potato soup. When I say I hit it on the head, I hit it on the head. We ate off of that probably about 3 days. It was so damn good.
Flavor said,
you're not saying don't have your cheat days. You can. Definitely can.
Flavor said, I've been wanting to make my own box, and do fibroid signs include pain or heavy? Listen, let me tell you something. A fibroid will make you feel like somebody is stabbing you. Do you hear me? Oh my God. You will want to scream every time you move.
And it affects everybody differently. You know what I'm saying? Mine started with, you know, just a heavy, you know, monthly 1-2s, you know, and then it just started getting like severely painful. Some people pass blood clogs. Some people have a lot of bloating. That's why it's always good for you to just go to your annuals. I would definitely say get, you know, if somebody is saying, oh, you know, they so quick to say because you have fibrosis tumors, you need a total hysterectomy. Definitely do your facts checks and make sure that you do, because female organs do different things for us. So, you know, don't just be so quick to get a hysterectomy because you're done having kids, because you got to remember, when you get a total hysterectomy, you are definitely shooting your body into early menopause, baby. Your body about to go through changes you ain't never felt before. You about to be sweating like a damn hog in 200-degree weather, okay, at night, even during the day.
Now, my period damn near put me in the hospital every 24 days. 24 days. You hear me? So yeah, I got all of that snatched out. I said, I ain't doing this shit no more. Callie said, finna go back to work, but thank you both, you beautiful ladies, for always being real and drama free. I love both y'all energy and continue to bring the real, actual content. Some news we can use. Thank you, Callie, and have a wonderful day at work, girl.
Enjoy your day. Those are facts. Flavor said both my grandmas was on their menstrual forever. I'm nervous. You just gotta, you know, it just because your grandmothers went through it don't mean that you're gonna go through it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what type of body chemistry you have. Everybody's bodies is different. Just because you come from the same DNA or the same line don't mean that that's what's gonna happen to you. You need to see your doctor. You need to come up with a plan And like I said, sometimes you need to get a second look at yourself when it comes to doctors, because every doctor different. Every doctor has their own theory of our bodies. Every doctor isn't so inclined to tell you natural things that you can do to change those things. Some doctors are definitely in it for the money, so they are definitely in it to get their yearly bonuses. So your ass will be on medications. So, and it's definitely herbs. The herbalist that I deal with, she hasn't been feeling that great, so she's trying to get her body back intact. She has all types of different herbs. I definitely have some of her tea, and it started shrinking. It definitely started shrinking because of me drinking this herb. So I definitely want to introduce her to the table when she's ready to come to the table. I'm definitely going to introduce her because I think she definitely got some herbs that y'all will definitely be interested in getting.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go off of what we say too. I always say to y'all, do your own research. Everybody's body is different. Do your own research. What might work for us might not work for you.
And listen to people. Like when I was younger, a teenager, ever had a child in my life. I said I would tell people that my cramps felt like labor pains. And they would always look at me strange, like, what you know about labor? You never had a baby. After I grew up and had a baby and went through labor pains, I said, this is the same pain that I was telling y'all that I was feeling. They felt like labor pain. I knew what it felt like before I had a baby.
Yeah, man. You gotta listen. One thing our body's gonna do, our body's gonna let us know when something's wrong. When I was talking about intuitions earlier, that's paying attention to your intuitions. I'm even talking about with your body, be in tune with your body so you know when something's not right. When you either got to change up your eating habits, or you need to be seen by a doctor, or it's something that you need to do when it comes to changing up your food. A lot of times I feel like certain food made me feel sluggish, where I don't want to move, and I feel bad. You just gotta learn how to change up them eating habits. We had some good talks over here. Y'all can even go back and listen to some of the old lives with Miss Annie and Big Red Diva and Pies, and everybody was up here. Just talking about the different herbs, different vitamins we can take, because they definitely all put me on to the liquid vitamins that you can take instead of taking the pills, because I always have a problem when it comes to taking pills. So, yeah.
And another thing, once you do start paying attention to the ingredients and you switch over to the more natural ingredients, even though you're eating like, cakes and pies and cookies and chips and all of that, if you go taste the stuff that you used to eat, you can actually tell that now it tastes weird. Like it don't have the taste that it had a couple months ago when you started your journey.
I'm sorry, I had a phone call. Big Daddy checking on me. And definitely be in tune with yourself. Body always give you little warnings. If you pay attention to the little warnings, that keep you from running into the big warnings, the big things happening to your body when it's been giving you signs this whole time that something wrong, and you're not taking time out to pay attention to it and to take care of it. Those are facts.
Definitely.
But we're gonna let 5 get up off of here. I'm gonna get up off of here. We both need to get us some nutrients in our bodies for today. Okay.
Yes.
We should have been did that. So it is late in the day. It's 11:21. We both should have been 8 something. Okay.
Right.
So we're gonna get up off of here. Salute to everybody that came through in the chat. Salute to everybody that definitely been showing our page love.
Yes.
Remember what I said at the beginning, man. Make sure you don't let this corrupt world, the things that go on around you, change who you are. Be real and true to you. Okay.
Amen.
What you got to say, 5?
I just want to say, there are things in this world, baby, that is unexplainable. I don't understand it. The orange hole is one of them. Yeah. I listen. I, as a Gemini, do not claim that nigga. He is something else. He is no longer a Gemini. We don't accept him.
We at the same time, we have to remember somebody got to be the spokesperson to foretell the things that are going to happen. That's coming from the Bible, and he's just the one that he's letting stuff be used like by the devil to corrupt the world, to do devilish shit to the world. Exactly what the Bible said that he was gonna do. So, you gotta let people be who they are. He's a demon, y'all. Good morning, Big Daddy. Big Daddy is up. He is in the building. Good morning. We appreciate y'all too. Man, y'all be coming over here, definitely showing us love. Y'all definitely be involved in the conversation, and we love it. What you got going on over there?
My daughter said that there's a group of Geminis that belong in the Himalayan mountains.
I'm sick of y'all. Hey, daughter, make sure that Just My 5 eats, because Just My 5 would get off of here and start working on a project that she's working on instead of eating.
I think he escaped. That's what it is. He escaped. Listen, there's some Geminis that we're still running tests on. And he's one of them Geminis and off in the Himalayan mountains that wasn't supposed to get out. Listen, we're fine. Now look, if we get him mad enough, we have those moments, Mama. You gotta admit, Gemini does have those moments where they're kind of looking like Trump and Kanye. But listen, them two just happen to escape.
You know what?
No, Yeezy, not Kanye. There's a difference.
Well, shit.
Salute, Big Red. We definitely enjoyed y'all in the comments, interacting with us. Appreciate y'all. I think I'm hoping y'all that by the time StreamYard updates all the way, that we will be allowed to get monetized. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely do some real things. And next week after that, we're going to be working on the Twitch, get the Twitches where we want them to be. And once we start working on the Twitches, we are going to mainly be over there for a while, trying to get those switches together. And we won't be on YouTube.
Yes.
But we will definitely give you a heads up and let you know ahead of time. To anybody who definitely be over here and enjoy the conversations, enjoy listening to the news, enjoy listening to the content, make sure y'all get y'all Twitch. Because, baby, I don't want to be getting on advice just talking about, well, what happened to y'all? Where y'all at? We will be on Twitch. So make sure y'all get y'all some Twitch. Okay? Okay.
Yes.
Salute everybody. Y'all have y'all a good day. Be safe. Stay focused. Good vibes, baby.
Yeah, we will see y'all later.
You can take us on now. 5.
Thanks for rocking out with your girls, you know what I'm saying?
It's been real, baby. But we got to go.
If you get blocked or timed out, it's just business, nothing personal.
Now see, if you had got you some act right, that wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Bye, we out.
Y'all come back now. You hear?